Good evening and welcome to Nelson County High School. We're at the Bill Broadus Field for the opening night of high school football on 102.7 WOKH The Rocket and also G&G's production of high school football. Glad to have you alongside as we get ready for Washington County and Nelson County on the radio and also on Facebook Live. We welcome all of our listeners that have been regular listeners as far as I'm concerned, since I've been a part of it the past 32 years on 102.7 FM and also on WOKH.FM. And back after 4 games last year with Facebook Live, bringing you a live production of the ball game for tonight, Nelson County and Washington County. Hi again, everybody. From the Bill Broadus Field in Bardstown, Hal B. Good on 102.7. WOKH The Rocket, and also broadcasting live on Facebook Live. I'll be joining John Graves in just a moment. He'll be my colleague for tonight, helping me with the game. We also want to thank our friends at Pixel Phase Media, Mr. Matt Smith, who will be bringing us all the graphics as well as anything you need to know about tonight's game. You'll be able to find it on Facebook Live through that group. And Bubba Craig running the camera tonight for us, and we appreciate him being a part of it. It's been an interesting past 16 months. I think we'll all agree with that. A new word put to the vocabulary, COVID, whether it's 19 or whether it's going to be 20 and 21, we don't know. But we're taking it game by game as we see now students wearing masks in school and also taking extra precautions throughout the school day. And we hope that the main thing is keeping our students safe as they make their way through the school education system. Same thing's going to happen at the football games there this evening, as the tickets were purchased online, and there'll be definitely things done as far as to make sure sanitizer is available for individuals coming to ball games. So we take it day by day, and that's what we'll do here with our production. We'll go down on the field to John Graves, my colleague for the season. And John, good evening to get started, and it's the Cross County, Connecting County, Nelson County, Washington County game tonight.
How you can call it COVID, the Rona, it doesn't matter. It's Friday night, and I'm on a football field. There is no better place that I would rather be than to be with you and these Washington County Commanders and the Nelson County Cardinals. We want to welcome their fans in tonight.
Should be a good one, John, and I know we want to get started early because throughout the broadcast that we have, we're going to have pregame shows. We're going to have star of the game or player of the game, if you will, halftime reports. We're going to bring everything exclusively for you right here. You shouldn't have to look anywhere else to find out what's happening with the game.
Absolutely. We want to thank Snappy Tomato and all of our sponsors. It's a Snappy Tomato pregame show tonight. Chris Essex and them do a great job, and all of our sponsors. They enable us to bring this broadcast, and we'll all throughout the season. So please, if you see them, thank them. They're bringing the Washington County Commanders and tonight the Nelson County Cardinals into your living room.
Keep it right here. We're going to be going down on the field to John Graves for the Snappy Tomato pregame show. We're going to take a 2-minute break. We'll be back with more in a moment. This is high school football, a G&G production.
Snap, snap, Snappy Tomato Pizza.
We make your pizza with our authentic recipe.
Snappy Tomato Pizza.
Hand stretch the dough and it's made fresh daily.
Snappy Tomato Pizza. Snappy Tomato Pizza.
I'm ready for a Snappy Tomato Pizza right now. 111 East Main Street in Springfield. Call 859-336-9888 or order online at snappytomato.com.
A warm hello, a friendly smile, real people you're connecting to.
Springfield State Bank offers local banking at the touch of a screen. We've upgraded our internet banking with the latest state-of-the-art technology to offer online chat assistance, notifications, transfers between financial institutions, and much, much more. Our mobile banking has also been enhanced so you can now view check images through the mobile app on your phone and reset your password there as well. You can also log in with your face or thumbprint if your phone has that feature. Springfield State Bank, local banking with world-class service. your hometown bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Knowing your dreams can come true. Your hometown bank. Built and growing on friendly service. Springfield State Bank.
Back at the Bill Broadus Field on the campus of Nelson County High School as we get ready for Washington County and Nelson County. We're going to go down on the field for the Snappy Tomato pregame show. John Graves is with head coach of the Washington County Commanders, Eric Sagersey. John?
Coach, it looks different, it feels different, but it's not nearly as different as it was last year. Welcome to year 11.
Yeah, it's I've had some funny years. 10 was a weird year, and this year is kind of had its moments so far. But I'm excited. Being out for a little while and having to go through what we've gone through and having to sit idle. The kids are excited. They had a good week of practice, and we're excited just to be playing football.
So, Coach, biggest question is you were in-house for several days there. Did you get every game scripted and everything done that you needed to at the house while you were quarantined and dealing with COVID?
I'm going to tell you, I got so sick of watching Nelson County. I think I watched every game they played last year and everything I could get on them that they've done this year. And it gave me definitely time to watch a lot of film and sit and reflect. But it was nice to get back to practice once I got to feeling a little better.
So, I guess my biggest question is so let's look at this year's team. We got a bunch of new faces on your staff. I think when we talked earlier, there's 10 of you all. That how much easier does it make it, as you're in year 11 to bring some of these guys in?
Yeah, man, it's been awesome. I've been blessed, and the administration being willing to go out and help me get coaches, and we were able to, add Coach Davis, who was he's able to steal in from Mercer County, and he'd been at Southwood before that, and man, he's so super excited to have him working with our quarterbacks and doing a lot on the offensive side of the ball. Then we were able to add Coach Short. Just got done at Kentucky State. Both these guys are going to work in our school building, which is even better. You want coaches in the building, and we got a lot of coaches that can't be in the building, but we're lucky to have these guys. And I think right now we've got 9 coaches on staff, which is awesome. It's our numbers are down a little bit, so it makes us like a 3-to-1 ratio for kids. So they get a lot of special attention. But man, I tell you, Coach Davis brings a lot of enthusiasm, and Coach Short does the same. They're young. They make me feel old. My staff keeps getting younger, and I keep getting older. And I look back, and we went out and had something to eat, and I was sitting there watching them, and I was like, I'm the old guy now. I'm the old guy that they don't want to. They try to be a little uptight around. They don't tell me everything, But it's great. We got a great staff. Coach Hack's been with me for a long time, and Coach Smith is taking over the O-line and done just a phenomenal job. We're blessed to have an O-line coach of his caliber. Coach Shekels and Coach Boogie's been with me forever, and and so on and so on. And Coach Walker's back out here, and Trevor and Coach Mike, and of course Coach T will be leaving us in October to go to the State Trooper Academy. Start that new job, but we'll have him till October. And Coach Mike, and he shows up and does a lot of things. Our special teams, and he's a jack of all trades, man. He's willing to do whatever. So I'm lucky have this many guys willing to coach in a small community.
I don't know if there's 2 brothers listening, but when you started this 11 years ago, it was 3 Sagersey boys on the sideline coaching high school football. I think your staff has changed a little bit.
Yeah, and it's like I said, I can't even tell you how blessed. I mean, my brothers are been great help, but they were doing me favors. I was trying to get a staff together and have enough guys to go out and coach kids, and they were willing to do whatever. But we're definitely building a staff. I think there's 4 guys on this staff that are head coach capable. So that's tremendous.
Long time down the road. We're going to talk to Coach Davis and Coach Short in a minute, and part of our Snappy Tomato pregame show. So let's look at your Commanders. Coach, what does season 11 in year 2021 look like for your Commanders?
Well, we're young. Like I said, our numbers are a little low. Of course, I was thinking about it last night. I look back, and we added some kids to our junior class, and we added some kids to our sophomore class upcoming. But they were small classes. They were classes of 5 and 6 kids. So we're adding kids along, but we're still a little low on numbers. You know, we're in there at about 33, 34 kids when we got everybody healthy. Tonight we'll have about 27 that'll play, or that'll dress in pads. So it'll be a little different. We're brand new at the skill position. You know, Kobe returns with some experience. John returns with some experience. But outside of that, you're going to see all new skill kids and different guys making plays. And you know, there won't be too many guys in a white jersey over there that don't touch the field tonight. So we'll play a lot of kids and a lot of young kids. And you know, hopefully good things will happen. The one good thing we got going for us is we're experienced up front on the offensive line. That's where our experience is. You know, Waylon Young's one of the best offensive and defensive linemen I've coached, and the whole time I've been here, he's an absolute animal up there. Trayshawn Thompson comes back with experience from last year. Jackson Graves, experience from last year. So a lot of guys, James Baker comes back with some experience from last year. So we'll have, you know, 4 of our 5 offensive linemen. Then we'll start a freshman. Chandler Ballard will start out at guard. He's earned that by working hard and doing some good things in our scrimmage last week, and we were kind of trying some things out. So he'll start out at guard for us as a freshman, but everybody else will be a lot older.
All right, Coach, what do you expect? What do you got? I ask this question every time, and I know the answers, but for everybody else at home, what do you got to do to get the win tonight?
Well, in the first game of the year, you can't turn the ball over. I mean, that's a given, and that's always what makes you worry is turning the ball over. We got to be able to stop their run game. You know, what makes them go is the midline dive option. Their quarterback runs the ball great. They got a good fullback. They got a good offensive line. So we got to get them off the field, not let them hit us for 3 every time. And the last thing we got to do is tackle on defense. In the scrimmage, we didn't tackle very well. So we practiced Sunday night, and we went out and we tackled. And we tackled on Monday, and we tackled on Tuesday, and we put them through a tough week of practice. So we got to tackle well, not turn the ball over, and slow down their run game. If we can do those things, I think we give ourselves a chance. But first game of the year, you never know what's going to happen.
All right, head coach of the Commanders, we're going to let you get back to your team. Thank you for spending a couple minutes with us. I'm going to send it back up to you just briefly, and I'm going to switch the mic out, and then I'm going to go grab another coach.
Thank you, John. We appreciate that. Again, that's the Snappy Tomato pregame show here at Nelson County High School. Appreciate everybody tuning in on 102.7 FM, WOKH, Lebanon, Bardstown, Springfield. Also, folks that are joining us on G&G Productions Facebook Live production tonight. Big Jim, good to see you on there. Chris, thank you for joining in. Lucinda, Big Todd, Yvonne Graves, thank you guys for joining in. We appreciate it, and we will be taking any of your comments as we go through the evening on Facebook Live, as we'll pass that along to our listeners throughout Central Kentucky as it's Nelson County taking on Washington County. We're just over 30 minutes away. We've got more pregame coming up for you in just a moment. It's a high school football. You're listening to it and watching it right here. It is a G&G production.
WOKH, Lebanon, Bardstown, Springfield, 102.7 FM, a G&G live free production.
Are you tired of paying rent? Do you dream of owning your own home? Call Lisa, 270-402-4036. Lisa Kearns Realtor, Exit Realty Heartland. Call or text today. Lisa Kearns, the helpful agent.
Snap, snap, Snappy Tomato Pizza.
We make your pizza with our authentic recipe.
Snappy Tomato Pizza.
Hand stretch the dough and it's made fresh daily.
Snappy Tomato Pizza. Snappy Tomato Pizza.
I'm ready for a Snappy Tomato Pizza right now. 111 East Main Street in Springfield. Call 859-336-9888 or order online at snappytomato.com. Here's Scott Fatisi with Dr. John Isaacs Jr. Dentistry at 33 Bobolink Drive in Springfield.
Thanks, Hal. We will be open Monday through Thursday from 8 to 5 and on Friday from 8 to 12. To ensure your safety and the safety of our staff, we have implemented several new protocols for your visit. So we're asking all of our patients to wait in their car and call us to let us know that you have arrived. One of our staff will come out and get you and bring you directly to a room, as our waiting room will remain closed for now. All patients need to be wearing a face covering, whether it be a mask, scarf, or bandana. Our staff will be wearing enhanced protective gear for your visit. We are also conducting temperature checks of our staff daily. We are very happy to be able to offer our full range of services to the community at this time, so to schedule an appointment or if you have any questions, please give us a call at 859-336-7680. Thank you.
Back here at Nelson County High School, Hal Good. Glad to have you alongside on this very warm. It's humid, as a matter of fact, but it's a great night for football. John Graves is joining me, and John Graves is down on the field. John?
I've got Coach Stockdale. Coach, welcome into the G&G broadcast tonight. It's a great night to be on the football field.
Oh, yes, sir. Thank you. It's a beautiful night. Looking for a really hard-nosed, hard-hitting competitive game.
Year 3, year 4 for you at Nelson County?
Year 2.
Year 2 at Nelson County.
I had to weather the COVID storm my first year, so this is our second year, and we've been in the weight room a year in the system, so we're looking for some big improvements out of our team.
Young Nelson County team looking up and down the roster. What do you expect out of your team tonight?
The same thing we preach every day in practice. We've got to be physical and we got to execute. That's how you win football games. We prepared well. They're locked in. I think we're ready to play. And like I said, we've got to be physical with these guys, and we got to own the line of scrimmage, and then we got to execute.
What concerns you about this Washington County squad?
Big receiver is really good. They're hard-nosed. They're well-coached. Coach Sagerson does a great job at the big wide receiver and the big quarterback. We got to be physical with the wide receiver and get our hands on him, and then we've got to get some pressure on the quarterback. And like I said, they're not going to lay down. It's going to be a dogfight the entire night.
2019 was the last time that these two teams meet. They were on the schedule last year. COVID kind of canceled that. Before that, 1995, Washington County won 18-13. So, you think with two football schools, you wouldn't go play a little bit more. But what do you like about this rivalry game?
Well, it's like I said, it's a rivalry. It's a bordering county. I've got Steve Hart on my staff, and Steve was there for a while, and I like Coach Sagerson. And it's a natural rivalry. We're both the same kind of schools. We're both rural schools, and we're county schools, and it's a good opportunity for us to get together and showcase that we can play football as well.
Coach, I appreciate you joining the Snappy Tomato G&G Productions pregame show. Good luck tonight. Thank you. Coach Stockdale, second year, I stand corrected, of head coach here at Nelson County High School. I'm going to see if I can grab another one. Come back down.
Thank you, John. Gosh, Coach Stockdale took over the Nelson County program, as he was talking about, under less than ideal circumstances last year, with the start of practice and the regular season delayed, as he said, by COVID-19 and the season ending prematurely, as well as because of the pandemic that was going on. But this year, I think the Cardinals are going to be on a much better footing. They have a Coach Stockdale said it all. Full slate of practice, normal schedule, couple of scrimmages under their belts. They're hoping of stopping a long losing streak, and that's what they're hoping to be able to do, because you heard John, they've been struggling here at Nelson County. Last year, 0-7, 2 games were canceled. This is our pregame show before Nelson County and Washington County. Let's go back down on the field to John Graves. John?
Thank you, Hal. I've got the aforementioned Coach Short, who has joined the staff this year. Coach, tell us a little bit about your football pedigree and where you've come from.
I'm from Mercer County originally. I went to college at Kentucky State University, where I played D-line for 3 to 4 years. Graduated in the spring, and now I'm here ready to make a good impact on the kids and get down to business, get some wins.
So this red, if you're from Mercer County, this red fits. It doesn't itch too bad.
Yes, sir. Hey, it feels good. Hey, same colors as my hometown, so it kind of feels how I felt back in the day. So,
how has it been to transition from college as a player to the coach? How's that been for you?
Oh man, it's great to take all the knowledge that I've accumulated over the years and put it into some younger kids, man. I love to see they listen good, real coachable kids, so it's been real good.
You're working offense, defensive line. Let's talk a little bit about those. You've got a freshman, a junior, and 3 seniors starting tonight on the offensive line.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't trade them none for the world. They're ready to go, mean. They put in a lot of good effort, so I'm impressed. I'm ready.
On the defensive side of the ball, you know, Waylon Young is a name that you're going to hear a lot over the season. How special is he as a senior on this program?
As a senior on this program, I mean, he brings in a lot of leadership, not vocally a lot, but by example. He leads by example. He brings a lot of energy, a lot of effort. One of the most greatest motors that we have on our team, a lot of talent. I mean, I love him, ready to see what he has to bring this year, man. He's a lot of potential.
All right, you got any nerves tonight? You feeling pretty good? You lose? Which is worse, being a first-year coach right here or putting the pads on last year?
Oh, man, probably being this coach, I'm nervous because it's on them. I mean, we did a lot of work, so I just got to wait to see what they're going to do about it. So I'm ready. I'm nervous. I'm ready. I'm hyped. I feel like I'm about to come out here and play right now. So, oh, man.
Well, I know the kids think a lot of you, and we're glad to have you here at Washington County. Welcome aboard, Coach. Coach Short, your O-line, D-line coach. We're going to go grab Coach Davis, quarterback coach, and offensive coordinator.
Thank you, John. Again, from a Titan in Mercer County to a Commander in Washington County. Good to have Coach Short on the squad. And he mentioned Coach Hart for Nelson County. I'm going to give Bubba the pan to the right a little bit. Coach Hart's hard to miss out there with that long white hair that he is taking such good care of. And I can remember when he first started at Bethlehem High School, and he did a great job with that program. And we sure appreciate him. My son played for him at Washington County, and now he's retired and back at Nelson County. He'll do a wonderful job there for Coach Phil Stockdale, and it's good to see, good to see the coach out there for Nelson County. We're going to take just a 2-minute. Oh, no, we're going to go on down to the field. John Graves has already got another interview lined up for us. Let's go to it. Let's go down the field to John. John?
It's Meet Your Coach night here on G&G Productions Snappy Tomato pregame show. You know, we've got so many coaches over in red shirts. We want to make sure everybody gets a little FaceTime here, Coach. Coach Davis, tell us what's your football history been as you till you arrived to Washington County?
Yeah, yes, sir. So I played at all 4 years at Mercer County. Right after I went to Mercer County, I went down to South Warren and helped them coach for a little while. I had a little stint over at Allen County, Scottsville, and then I ended back up over here, and I'm excited and ready to go.
So you're taking offensive coordinator roles somewhat and QB coach, main function, correct?
Yes, sir. Mainly the QB coach. I'm helping with Coach Sager on scheming a little bit, but, he's going to call the offense, and we're ready to roll.
How nice is it having a 6'7" dude stand there over a pretty substantial line? You know, they run 6'3", 6'2", 6'3" across the front. How nice is having a 6'7" guy to throw?
Well, first off, our offensive line's massive. They do a great job blocking up there. And then Bo in the backfield, man, being able to see over those guys, being able to deliver passes and see things that, most guys just can't see because of the height, it's awesome. It's easy to work with.
So you've been at Mercer and you've been at South Warren and you've traveled a little bit. What makes Washington County feel special to you?
It's just the home feel. It's back to the small town. You get into your roots. These guys have more pride than anybody I've seen in the Washington that goes across their chest and the Commanders that goes across their chest. They're fired up and ready to roll, and you just can't replace that. It's awesome.
I asked Coach Short this. It's not been that long since you were out of pads,
Yeah.
When are you more nervous, getting ready to play a game or right now on this field?
The entire day of PD that we had at school. That was when I was most nervous. The bus ride over, I was fine. Pre-games, I'm just fired up. And right now, it's the calm before the storm. We're ready to roll, and we'll come out and play our best and see what happens.
All right, Coach, we're glad to have you. Welcome to Washington County. Hal, I think that's this week's episodes of Meet the Coaching Staff. I think that's something we can do again. We got like 7 other guys over there we can talk to.
Thank you, John. Appreciate all the work. We're going to take a quick timeout, and we're going to be back. It's Nelson County and Washington County. High school football, a G&G production.
Snap, snap, snappy tomato pizza.
We make your pizza with our authentic recipe.
Snappy tomato pizza.
Hand stretch the dough and it's made fresh daily.
Snappy tomato pizza. Snappy tomato pizza. Pizza.
I'm ready for a Snappy Tomato Pizza right now. 111 East Main Street in Springfield. Call 859-336-9888 or order online at snappytomato.com.
There's an old football adage that says good enough isn't good enough. That's true on the football field and in life. When problems happen, when you need advice, don't go to an attorney who is just good enough. At Mattingly, Sims, Robinson, and McCain, our team commands excellence. We take your legal needs personally, whether it's fighting with the big insurance companies after a car accident or in a divorce or custody action. We will leave it all on the field for you. Remember, the attorney that you choose matters. So give us a call, follow us on Facebook, and don't settle for good enough. Let our team at Mattingly, Sims, Robinson, and McCain tackle the tough stuff.
Mattingly, Sims, Robinson, and McCain. Offices in downtown Springfield. 859-336-3901.
This is an advertisement.
What's up, football fans? The Springfield, Washington County Economic Development Authority wants to be your one-stop shop for finding a new career. Visit sweda.org/jobs to view current job openings right here in Washington County. Positions ranging from IT specialist, personal care monitor, safety and environmental, quality assurance, and many more. Full-time, part-time, whatever you may be looking for, we have something for you. So visit sweda.org/jobs.
Back here at Nelson County High School, Washington County and Nelson County getting ready to go after it. We're about 18 minutes away from the kickoff of both of those teams, and we've been having the warm-ups. And again, glad to have everybody alongside on the first night of football. Thanks to everybody for tuning in, 102.7 FM, WOKH The Rocket. Online there's an online stream you can pick up, that being WOKH.FM, and then all of our friends that are joining in the G&G production of tonight's game on Facebook Live. Just go to G&G Production, become a friend, jump on board. We'll be glad to have you as a part of that. John Graves is down on the field, and we'll go down to John in just a moment whenever he is ready and all prepared and done politicking down there with everybody. He's got to have his 10 minutes or so of politicking, that's for sure. But coming into tonight's game, there's been a lot of anticipation for folks coming in, getting ready for it. But not only this game is on the minds of a lot of those high school folks that are following the sport, but also on the mind this evening. And as we kind of zoom in on our friend John Graves down the field, he's wearing a green shirt tonight. John, we can't help but think about our good friend, head coach of the Marion County Knights, that being Rob Reeder. Rob Reeder's been facing the ultimate challenge with his bout with cancer. But again, a lot of folks are wearing green this evening. Marion County playing at home tonight. I understand that Coach Reeder will be able to attend that game. But again, our hearts and minds are with Coach Reeder more than anything that we've got going on here in Nelson tonight and there at Marion.
Yeah, absolutely, Hal. And, I'm a Washington County guy through and through. There's no question. I think anybody that knows me knows that. There was when he announced to his team that he had cancer that day, I remember I've got some Marion County gear. I'm close to that program, and I wore that shirt today. And there was very little going to keep me out of a green shirt today. I wanted to make sure that we keep Coach Reeder front and center. I've had several people ask, what color are you with? I'm with Rob Reeder. That's where our hearts and prayers are. He's going to make the game tonight, and we wish Marion County the absolute very best with him and as he battles and get him recovered.
Yeah, just a good man. I had an opportunity myself, and my good friend Glenn Goatley had a chance to go visit with him a couple times down in Fredericktown, and just pleasant visits with the coach. And gosh, just well wishes for you, Coach Reeder, and hope everything works out.
Absolutely. They don't come any better. And he married up when he married into that Philly Atru brunch.
He's fortunate enough to get a Philly Atru. He did marry up.
He did.
That's what I keep telling him.
Yeah. So again, anybody that's watching, keep Coach Rob Reeder in their prayers. Absolutely.
Well, again, we're hoping to get a full season in this year, and Nelson County hoping to come in here tonight and up in the Commanders. But Nelson County the rest of the year, pretty good competition. August 27th, they'll play Greene County. On September the 3rd, it's the Golden Eagles of Shawnee. They'll have the Marion County Knights on September the 10th. September 17th, a very tough Elizabethtown team. Elizabethtown making it to the state championship game, but Elizabethtown, again, lost a lot of players, but they'll be, again, pretty tough to handle. Caverna on September 24th. Bardstown on October the 1st, which is another team we could talk about. A lot of folks coming back on that Bardstown team from last year. October 15th, LaRue County. Crosstown, it'll be Thomas Nelson on October 22nd, and then on October 29th, North Odom. As far as for Washington County, a full slate of games. Of course, Nelson County tonight we mentioned, but on the 27th, it will be Thomas Nelson at Thomas Nelson High School. Kentucky Country Day, they'll be a tough team. That's September the 3rd. That'll be a home game for Washington County. September the 10th, Bethlehem at Bethlehem High School. Again, at the Newcomb Stadium. I guess you would go on and say just west of Bethlehem High School, but a beautiful stadium. September 17th, always a fine game. Marion County and Washington County at Washington County. It'll be a dandy. Commanders on the road, October the 1st to Trimble County. Then Washington County will start their district. They're at home on October the 8th. Lexington Christian, very tough this year, coming into town. Then on October 15th, they travel to Danville. Danville's lost a lot this past year. Somerset, October 22nd. Briar Jumpers will always be tough, and they're always tough at home. And then Washington County will finish up with Adair County on October the 29th in a non-district contest. So there you have it for Nelson County and Washington County, a look at their schedules. We're going to take another timeout. We'll be back with more. It's our continuing pregame of Nelson County and Washington County. High school football, a G&G production.
You work hard your entire career. Let Thoroughbred Asset Management help you finish strong and get across the finish line.
We have access to all types of investments. We have the tools and strategies that we need to help make your goals become reality.
And we will work in your best interest to help you succeed.
Come see us here at Thoroughbred and we can help do the hard work for you.
Snap, snap, Snappy Tomato Pizza.
We make your pizza with our authentic recipe.
Snappy Tomato Pizza.
Hand stretch the dough and it's made fresh daily.
Snappy Tomato Pizza. Snappy Tomato Pizza.
I'm ready for a Snappy Tomato Pizza right now. 111 East Main Street in Springfield. Call 859-336-9888 or order online at snappytomato.com.
Back here at the Bill Broadus Field in Nelson County. On the campus of Nelson County High School, Hal Good, John Graves, glad to have you alongside as we start now preparing for the countdown to kickoff as we get ready for Washington County and Nelson County to go after it. 11:29 is what it looks like we have left before the kickoff. John Graves joins me in the press box. One thing that we neglected to think about was the flip of the coin. Always good to do the flip of the coin, but that's done.
There we go. You can hear me now. That is done. I checked with the coaches, and they are the referees. Nelson County won the flip, and they have elected to receive.
I guess, we saw a lot of that in basketball when you were able to see the flip of the coin or there were no flip of the coin. There was no handshake when we had in basketball with all the COVID last year for the games that we got in. And tonight's no difference. I just didn't think about it.
I didn't either. It's been such a normal summer that we've had with COVID coming back into things. It's.
I did bring this, so I brought my mask.
I may be maskless, but I'm
vaccinated. Little plug there.
I'm vaccinated, and I know you are too. So we've got an open air facility here, and it's a little warm. So
yeah, open air is a good word to use now with some of the numbers going up and down, but. You just wonder, John, are we going to get all the games in?
You know, I don't know. I think that's why it's that important that we get tonight, and for Washington County, that's why, and Nelson County both, that we get next week. Both schools start school next Thursday, and then you don't know. So, you know, if you're a player on this Washington County team, you better enjoy every minute because, as we saw last year, you don't know how many you're going to get, and just keep playing and get all the wins you can while you can play. Washington County's already gone through one spell where they've had to pause. They had some positive cases. As we talked, Coach Seg, he was positive and spent a week locked up in his room 3 weeks before football. I know he was going crazy.
You look at tonight's game, you know, both teams are coming off. I mean, Nelson County had a really rough year last year. We talked about it earlier. Nelson County 0-7, and they are as hungry as a thirsty dog looking for a drink of water to get a win. Washington County, you know, 2-4 last year, 3 games canceled. They sure would like to come out starting with a win over Nelson.
Absolutely. You know, this game didn't happen last year, so, you know, they haven't seen each other in a couple years, and this is a different team. As you know, Coach Stockdale is building a program over here. They call it Full Nelson, and they bought in from the high school level to the middle school level, and what they're doing in the youth league. You know, they're really pushing the same thing that we've done at Washington County with our youth league program and our middle school program. Mm-hmm. They're doing the same thing. They're trying to build a program over here at Nelson County. As you look, you know, I did some research today, and you look back at the last 4 years, you know, they've got one win, and that was against Marion County. October 27th, 2017 was their last win. So you don't think these fans are not ready for a win tonight?
Pulling in, I could tell they were having a big tailgate party just outside the football field. I saw Bill Broadus, who the field is named after, and had a chance to talk with him, and he said, you know, we're hungry. We're hungry for those wins. And then after listening to your interview with some of the Washington Nelson County folks, both folks want to come out with a win here tonight. But I like the momentum. You know, I like the idea of a full Nelson. I like the idea when I come in, you know, we are Nelson County. Mm-hmm. They're trying to I guess resuscitate a program that really needs a good shot in the arm.
It is, and this game would go a long way. You know, Washington County is. You know, we're always in that, you know, a couple games or a couple injuries, and we can have a really good or a really bad year. And so this is one that they've looked at, that they've circled early on, that they want to start year 2 off with a win under Coach Stockdale and his program, what he's trying to do tonight. Tonight is a key to that for them. And then on the flip side, if you're Washington County, you know, you don't get any love in your district when you got LCA, Somerset, and Danville to go to, although Somerset and Danville are not having their normal years. You want these games.
Which, you know, not a normal year for Danville or Somerset. It's a great year that a lot of teams would like to have. I can promise you that.
Absolutely. They're still pretty good. And then LCA's got a Mr. Football contender in Xavier Brown there at LCA. So, you know, you want to pick up as many wins as you can as you go along when you look at Nelson and Thomas Nelson and, you know, KCD and Bethlehem and Marion. You want to try to get those in so you go into district with momentum if you get there.
Well, we're so glad to have you alongside on 102.7. This is my 32nd year of being associated with broadcasting on radio, doing ball games. Glad to be able to do that. And it's our second year. Last year we put together by working with our friends at Pixel Phase Media and Matt Smith by bringing the games to you so you could enjoy them Facebook Live. So just go to the Facebook page of G&G Productions, and you'll be able to watch the ball game this evening. And we're glad to have so many people. Roger Milburn, good to see you on there. Chris Sublett. You know, this is not the fishing show, so we're not going to be doing no fishing, Chris, but we're sure glad to have you alongside. It's going to be a football game here later. Maybe John might have a fishing tip or something.
Not me.
Lee Glasscock, good to have you
Lee boy.
there. And, oh, man, my wife, Marilyn Good, is home with my grand twins, Eleanor and Jack, and all I can tell them is happy birthday. They got a big birthday this weekend. John, 2 years old.
Hal, I can always.
So I'm going to be leaving and let you take over while I go see my grandkids.
Hal, I can always tell when.
That's where I'd like to be. Boy.
I can always tell when those grandbabies are down because you're like me. You're pretty accessible, and then all of a sudden it's a couple days that Hal's kind of hard to get a hold of.
I'm like a coach getting ready for the first football game, buddy. That's how much I like being around my twins. So I hope Jack and Eleanor are at least watching. But we're glad to be working with radio and also with new technology. And Matt Smith, John, we've been putting a lot together. So thank you so much for joining us. We're glad to have you alongside.
Look at this guy.
Yeah, look at this guy. See, you get things like this. Come on, come down a little bit.
Come down.
Lower down. There you go.
There we go.
Hey, a face only a mother would love. We're so glad to have old Glenn Spalding here. Good to see you, my buddy. You're looking good. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back from this timeout, we'll have much more high school football, a G&G production.
A warm hello, a friendly smile, real people you're connecting to.
Springfield State Bank offers local banking at the touch of a screen. We've upgraded our internet banking with the latest state-of-the-art technology to offer online chat assistance, notifications, transfers between financial institutions, and much, much more. Our mobile banking has also been enhanced so you can now view check images through the mobile app on your phone and reset your password there as well. You can also log in with your face or thumbprint if your phone has that feature. Springfield State Bank, local banking with world-class service. Your hometown bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Knowing your dreams can come true. Your hometown bank. Built and growing on friendly service. Springfield State Bank.
Boone Farms is now hiring. Boone Farms is seeking quality candidates for Class A CDL drivers, full-time granary personnel, and diesel mechanics. Boone Farms is offering new wages with skilled position pay based on experience. Start your new career today with Boone Farms. For more information or to apply, contact Terry Thomas or Elizabeth Mattingly at the Lebanon Marion County Career Center at 270-692-6870.
Putting people back to work. This is brought to you by the Marion County Industrial Authority.
Let me take a second to tell you about Dr. John T. Isaacs Jr., General Dentistry and Orthodontics in Springfield. Dr. Isaacs and his staff, they take extra care to make sure. Sometimes whenever you have to have some dental repair, sometimes that's a nervous time for folks. I mean, even I get a little nervous if I go into Dr. Isaacs. But I can tell you this, whenever you're going to have that need for general dentistry, check out the folks at Dr. John T. Isaacs Jr., whether it's a cleaning or it's a repair. I know, I've done both. Check out Dr. John T. Isaacs Jr., General Dentistry and Orthodontics in Springfield. Their number, 859-336-7680. Proud sponsors of Washington County football. Back again at Nelson County High School. How good, John Graves. Good to see our old friend Glenn Spalding rolling in here. He's taking care of the officials here this evening. John, let's start talking about some of the brass tacks as we're only about 2 minutes away from the kickoff of Washington County and Nelson County. What do you look for Washington County? Because I hear a lot of talk about the super sophomore for Washington County. I've seen him play as a freshman football. I've also seen him mature. Baseball's his game. Gosh, I think you could give him a tobacco stick and a rock in a frozen pond, and he would still be a great athlete. I'm talking about Bo Baker. Bo Baker's a sophomore for this team, but Bo Baker has really turned a lot of heads in Washington County and competitors around.
Yeah, absolutely, Hal. Bo is one of those kids that you give him a sock and a basketball hoop at the house, and he's going to make it competitive. His height the last couple of years is really hurting his baseball. He's gotten to where he pitches, but his swing has changed a lot. Football and basketball is more where he's been very, very productive over the last couple of years. I think he's ranked top 10 in baseball. I think he's by his class, and I think he's top 6 or 7 in basketball for his class. But 6'7" forward at next level, it's kind of that's different. But if you get a quarterback or if you put some weight on, kind of like Coach Smith for the Commanders on the staff, if you put some weight on, that tight end position looks really good for Bo Baker.
When you look at Bo Baker, what do you think he's going to have to be able to do to run this offense? Because this offense, there's no question about it, it's got a lot of speed coming out of that backfield.
It does. Kobe's a very talented player, and John McDonald, I don't know that we've had a hard-nosed runner like John McDonald in a long time that will just punish you at the end of runs, and that's fun to watch. I think he's got to trust his line. He spends a lot of time with those. I know he spends a lot of time out to my house with Jackson, and if he trusts his line, we talked last night. Bo's nervous, so he was nervous coming into the game. Just getting the nerves to chill and just play football.
That's what we're going to do, but we're going to take a timeout first as they have the national anthem. We'll take this timeout. This is high school football, a G&G production.
When preparing for Friday night's matchup, you have to have a winning game plan. Much like in football, a game plan is critical when it comes to life's big event. That's where we come into the game. The law firm of Mattingly, Sims, Robinson, and McCain has assisted the people of Central Kentucky for over 45 years. Whether it's closing on your new home, handling the estate of your loved one, business planning, or preparing for your family's future with wills and trust, we will call the right play for you. Like our Facebook page, give us a call, or visit us in downtown Springfield and let Mattingly, Sims, Robinson, and McCain show you how our hustle and heart sets us apart.
Mattingly, Sims, Robinson, and McCain. Offices in downtown Springfield. 859-336-3901.
This is an advertisement.
One of Diageo's newest additions is right here in Lebanon. Do you have an intense sense of ownership and a strong desire to master the bourbon production process? If so, Diageo may be the company for you. The Diageo Lebanon Distillery is now hiring for bourbon production experts. For more information, please visit the Lebanon Marion County Career Center at 516 Workshop Lane or apply online at www.diageo.com.
Putting people back to work. This is brought to you by the Marion County Industrial Authority.
Back here at Nelson County High School, the Bill Broadus Field. How good John Graves and crew getting ready for this one tonight. Thanks for tuning in. 102.7 WOKH, Lebanon, Bardstown, Springfield, the Rocket. And also Facebook Live tonight, G&G Productions. Glad to have our friends from Pixel Phase Media. Matt Smith doing a good job.
This is like family to me. I mean, this is my brother-in-law on the camera.
This is Bubba.
This is Bubba. I've got my aunt and my cousin sitting right down in front of me. They've got a player, number 45, Aiden Hunter, on the Nelson County team. Actually, my Aunt Teresa is Jackson's godmother, so a little family rivalry here.
You got it on both sides, so now we don't have a doubt who you're cheering for. Can you be even Steven tonight?
I will do the best I can, but I've got a little time invested with this team.
Sounds like an answer a magistrate would give me. Come on now. Will Pettis is your kicker. Will's done a great job for us.
He is. He's a senior that's come in over the last 2 or 3 years and just been able to put the ball where they need to.
A little short kick taken by one of the upbacks of Nelson County at the 35, and he'll be knocked out of bounds. That being Alex Eldos, at about the 36-yard line. Nelson County will start out right to left on your screen if you're watching Facebook Live, and right to left on your radio dial on 102.7 FM.
Yeah, the tackle was made by Jack Pettis, who is an addition on this junior for this junior squad.
Good to have our folks on Facebook Live. Good old Cliff Peak out there, Lee Glasscock. George Graves, I think I know him too.
I thought he was supposed to be here. Maybe he's watching while he's in traffic.
1st and 10 on the 36. There's the snap. Paul Briney is the quarterback. Talk more about him later. Up the middle, 40-41, down to the 43-yard line. Nice run by Nelson County right out of the pocket. Right straight over left tackle, Joey Goff with a nice gainer. Short of the first down, John. 2nd down and about 3.
Yeah, and you look across that defensive line for Washington County, you've got Carter Hilton, Waylon Young, and Chandler Ballard, who are freshman sophomores in there.
Hands off the right side. Again, he goes to Goff. First down, Nelson County and more. 50 down to the 45-yard line for a first down, Nelson County.
Not the start you want for the Commanders, and they're going to go quick here. Nelson County wants to keep the ball in their hands as much as they can tonight.
2 plays and 2 great moves for Nelson County, and they're already in Commander territory. You've got to get that Washington County defense to really step it up. Here's Briney out of the shotgun on 1st and 10, moving downfield. Goff again, got space, 40, 30, down to the 26-yard line.
Worst part about it, Hal, is he's 4 or 5 yards through before he's being touched by a white jersey for Washington County.
Boy, what 3 runs to put them almost at the red zone, and I think Washington County wants to take a timeout, and they do. We're just underway here at Nelson County High School, and a timeout on the field. We'll take a timeout. 11:16 to go in the first quarter of play. Nelson County 0, Washington County 0. High school football, a G&G production.
To a farmer, a handshake is as good as a contract, and a man's word is something you can actually build on. So to have an insurance agent who's accountable, trustworthy, and dedicated to providing the best customer service possible, well, that sure does go a long way. And that's why the farmers in Lebanon trust Jesse Insurance.
To hear more about their farm insurance products, stop by 101 South Spalding Avenue, across from the post office. Call 270-595-0000. Jesse Insurance, the agent with choices. Protect what you sow.
Back here at Nelson County High School, 2 sophomores for Nelson County, 3 plays, and look at this. They're on the edge of the red zone, John.
This is not what you want with Washington County. Quickly, I've seen some defensive changes up front for Washington County as I see John Baker and Waylon Young moving around on that defensive line.
They're big guys, too. Here's the give to Golf again. 20, 10, touchdown Nelson. How about that? What a statement made by Nelson County in the first 50 seconds of this game.
Well, and we were afraid of a high-scoring game here, and that's what you're going to see. And again, they're getting next level. They're getting to the linebacker spots where the linebackers should be without being touched. Any holes plugged there on the defensive line.
Very impressive first play, and the ball never touched anyone but 2 sophomores' hands.
That's it.
If you're Phil Stockdale, head coach of Nelson County, you have to be ecstatic. Now for the point after. Nelson County will set it up. Looks like they'll go for 1. Russell Lux, the kicker, and it's up. It's through the uprights, and it's good. I don't know how much better you draw it on the chalkboard, but with 11:10 to go in quarter number 1, Nelson County strikes first. Nelson County 7, Washington County 0. We're back in a moment. This is high school football, a G&G production.
What's up, football fans? The Springfield, Washington County Economic Development Authority wants to be your one-stop shop for finding a new career. Visit sweda.org/jobs to view current job openings right here in Washington County. Positions ranging from IT specialist, personal care monitor, safety and environmental, quality assurance, and many more. Full-time, part-time, whatever you may be looking for, we have something for you. So visit sweda.org/jobs.
Your Sweda scoreboard. It's 11:10 to go in the first quarter. Quarter number 1. Nelson County strikes first. 7-0 Cardinals. Hal Good, John Graves. Wow, it was one of those series of offense. It even caught me off guard. I mean, Nelson County just very impressive with that first series of runs.
They scripted their first runs, and they stuck to it. Washington County just folded. I mean, that's not the defense you wanted. I was still trying to get my papers together, how and kind of get settled up here, but when they were at the 30-yard line.
For a team that has struggled for a win, went 0-7 last year, 2 games canceled, they've come out and put a real exclamation mark on the beginning of this game anyway.
Well, and absolutely, Hal.
Kick picked up by Washington County, and that was Will Pettis at the 15. He kind of fumbled it a little bit, but picked it up. He may have got down to about the 17, first and 10, Washington County.
And how, if you look where the sun is, that sun is not in a good spot to receive on that end of the field. So I think he may have lost his sun. I know when Nelson was doing punts earlier, they were losing, had a little trouble with the football.
Bo Baker, let's talk about him again. Talk about our sophomore, because that's what we've been talking about so far all night.
Bo Baker's that 6'7" kid, that special kid that comes around once in a generation. He's one of the most coachable kids that you'll see on this team. He's got a good command of the offense, knows what Coach Davis wants, and he's just got to stay behind that offensive line, those big boys up front.
2 wideouts on either side, 1 person in the backfield, that being John McDonald, the senior. I don't know whether we have a player come off the field over there. Yeah, 1 player came off, and we got another one coming in. Can't tell that number over there, but it looks like it was Jack Pettis that went off the field. Nevertheless, 2 wideouts to the left, 1 to the right. We're heading left to right on your radio dial as well as on your screen, and the give goes over left side. That's Pettis. Pettis upfield. 25, 30. I think it's Jack Pettis. I want to make sure to get my numbers right from here.
21.
Oh, and then I stand corrected, John McDonald.
That's what we talked about in the pregame, how, you know, John McDonald's just that hard-nosed runner. He's going to deliver a hit.
So John McDonald with a nice run and a first down, Washington County. Asked you for some blessings here because not only are they moving fast, but I'm just trying to get used to changed numbers here. Wideouts on either side, to the left, to the right. Here we go, first down. Baker, a little pass off the right-hand side, complete to Will Pettis. Upfield, turn around and down. Nope, I stand corrected. That was Hughes. Hughes with the catch. Hughes goes all the way to the 32. Not much of a gain. Good defense by Nelson County.
Yeah, I think you're just trying to spread the ball out and get some reads. If you're Washington County, you know, you kind of got yourself in a hole here. You just want to read and see what Nelson County is going to give you.
I don't know if they're going to give us anything on this.
I think he slipped about the line.
Yeah, they just mark it on the 29. Second down and 10. Hughes goes wide right this time. Out of the shotgun with Baker. Bo Baker makes a call. Trips to the left. He'll throw to one. Incomplete. I think that was Will Pettis, the intended receiver. They all dive on the ball, but I don't think he had possession of it long enough.
No, and it wasn't a lateral pass, so it shouldn't be an issue. But
he didn't hang on to it long enough either.
So that'll bring up third down.
Third down. 9:51 to go in the first quarter. 7-0. Nelson County came out in their first possession, took it straight for 6, the extra point good. Pretty impressive.
Well, and I think what you're going to see Washington County, especially early on, is throw the ball in safe places for Bo and them to catch and just use it as an extended run play. Get it out there quick, and it's just like a jet sweep.
Nelson County lines up. They've looked good on both ends of the ball so far. Baker. Third down and long. Back to throw. Right side complete at the 32, but nothing doing. Noah Reynolds comes up with it, John, but wow, 3 yards maybe. It's fourth down.
Yeah, and that's, again, Washington County's going to throw those short passes. You know, we don't have a ton of speed down there, and it's early in the year just to let the receivers work.
It's going to be a fourth down and 7. Ball resting on the Commander 32.
Now here's your wrinkle. Bo is also the punter.
So Baker will line up in the shotgun, and we'll see if he falls back. And the officials are going to say timeout, Nelson County. Quickly, they were trying to move things around, John, but they call a quick timeout. Coach Stockdale wants to talk about it. We're going to take a quick timeout. We're going to be back in a moment. You are in touch with high school football, a G&G production.
Live free. G&G Productions. Live free. G&G Productions. If you like what you're hearing or seeing with this high school football game, then don't forget G&G Productions. If you want to be a part of the hottest football action in the area, if you want to get more from your business, you need to advertise with G&G Productions. Call 270-699-6920 or 859-481-2600. It's G&G Productions. It's live, and it's free.
Someone told me today if G&G Productions could help them live free, they would be a lot more interested.
we can help a lot happen.
Punting situation for Washington County, and Baker does punt it away. Washington County. Oh, Nelson County player touched it. That's a live
That's
ball.
That's going to be a Washington County ball.
That's going to be a Washington County ball. That should be Commander's ball.
It is.
And it is. Washington County will have it at the 35-yard line. I think we need to try and get instant replay in here if it's at all possible, because this one was pretty interesting. Brought to you by Dr. John Isaacs. Okay, we'll see if we get it. That's our first one to try. That is bringing in the Dr. Isaacs Dentistry instant replay. Let's see how this comes up. May catch the tail end of it, so we'll see if we can catch it again later. But, boy, it was a...
Well, and that's something
it was one of those that you practice and practice on.
Peter. Get
boy,
away.
And Nelson County touched it. So here we go. Baker back on the quarterback slot, moving downfield. Give goes over to McDonald, and boy, this Nelson County defense, relentless. They are all over McDonald. That's going to be about 3-yard loss.
I think so, Hal, and I'm not too sure that Washington County doesn't need to move a little north-south instead of east and west. That's what Nelson County did, and they hit those quick hitters up front.
8:23 to go in the first quarter of play. Nelson County 7, Washington County 0.
I'm glad our camera guy's little.
Second down and 13. Ball now on the Nelson County 40. He's tall, though.
He is. That's where Jackson gets his height. It's not from me.
He sure don't get his bulk from him.
No.
That might be from you. Here we go, left side. Interception, Nelson County. They pick it up. 35, 40, 45. Still on his feet to about the 43-yard line. Nice job by Nelson County. With the reception, the interception, I should say, Latavian Hamilton. Hamilton in the right place at the right time, John. We'll see if we can get an instant replay on that. This is what we think we got. Take a look at where we see Baker go back, and he's looking to pass the ball, but now look at Hamilton. Boom. Comes up with it, and away he goes.
Like the intended receiver on that was Jack Pedersen. I think he just fell down. Hamilton was able to step in there and get the pick six.
Instant replay brought to you by Dr. Isaacs, Springfield. So here we go with Nelson County and a little motion in that backfield. We're going to have a flag on this one.
Yeah.
And the ball pops loose, but to no avail. Washington County feel like they have it, but the officials
they had blown.
Else to
yeah,
say.
they had blown the play dead, so that'll come back. It'll be a 5-yard false start, I believe.
Yeah, flag down on the play.
Did it go out?
7:50. 7:50 to go in the first quarter of play. Did you catch that offsides?
I didn't. I think they're still trying to set it out.
Yeah. The first penalty of the evening.
They're talking to Nelson County. This may be on Washington County.
Let's see what they say here. Oh, they're going to wave it off. So they're going to wave this flag off.
How do they wave that off?
So the flag's waved off.
Huh, I don't like that.
Don't know how they're going to do it.
They got the
They'll
whistle.
Go back to 1st and 10. White out on the left. Nelson County's been lining up pretty tight. We've now we see somebody else come out in the field. That's why they're one player short. But we've seen Golf in that backfield. Now I look back there and I see Kroom back there. The snap, the pass over the middle, incomplete. Intended receiver was Evan Hicks. Bryony went back, and the sophomore was really rushed. It's 2nd down 10.
Yeah, that play didn't get started very well at all. Noah Reynolds was on the coverage on that one. But that just, you had receivers out of place, and I'm not sure he was set up there.
2nd down 10. Ball resting on the Nelson 44. They're moving upfield. Oh, caught in that backfield. It's Bryony. He's in trouble. Trying to get out of it. He does. 45, 46, maybe the 47. He made something out of nothing on that one.
He did.
It's going to be 3rd down and about 6.
Yeah, this is a big spot for Washington County. Let's get this Nelson County offense off the field and get the ball back. Not terrible. Rugby-style punter, not terrible spot.
Yeah, you got to keep this offense of Nelson County off the field. Wideouts on either side, to the right, one to the left. Golf in the backfield. Ball pops loose. Loose ball, and I believe Nelson came up with it. Bryony really went back after it. I think he came up with it. Going to lose some yards, but keep the ball, John. It'll be 4th down.
Well, and I'll tell you, the only thing that has hurt Nelson County so far has been Nelson County. They popped that first series pretty quick, and this one kind of stalled very quickly with some personnel issues and a couple drop passes.
So 4th down. They set up to go for it. They're right at midfield. They're on the 44. So 4th and 10. So looks like we're going to have a timeout on the field. Yeah, timeout Washington County. So we'll take a timeout. 6:35 to go in the first quarter of play. Your score, Nelson County 7, Washington County 0. High school football, a G&G production.
There's a craving in this instant, disposable world for something authentic, something real. The farmer knows what it means to be real because they face real issues every day. So an insurance agent who can provide real solutions to those problems is something you can hang your hat on. And that's why the farmers of Marion County trust Jesse Insurance. People who understand things only a farmer would.
To hear more about their farm insurance products, stop by 101 South Spalding Avenue in Lebanon across from the post office, 270-595-0000. Jesse Insurance, the agent with choices. Protect what you sow.
Bill Broadus Field in Nelson County at Nelson County High School. Hal Goo, John Graves. Matt Smith, our good friend with Pix Medial You say Pixel Phase Media. That's it. I'll get it right once we're together 32 years. So we're glad to have him. Motion by Nelson County and Brian. It looks like they're going to go for it, John.
It looks like they weren't scared to.
Very aggressive Nelson County group in here.
Washington County's not stopping them. I don't know that I wouldn't call the same play. I mean, you got to stop me.
I look around that front line, and I'll let you go through it, but we got some big guys on that front line that are very capable.
Absolutely is. Trayshawn Thompson's out there at the right defensive tackle, Waylon Young, who we talked a lot about in the pregame. Both seniors. Waylon's at that nose guard. And then on the left defensive tackle is Carter Hilton. His brother played for Washington County, wearing the same number. So, I mean, we've got some size up there.
Baker's out there. He's got the height and the bulk as well.
He can see over everything.
No question. Now Nelson County falls back to do, looks like they're going to punt on this one. Now the fake and the punt, kicked away by Russell Lux. Washington County let it bounce. It's going to be much shorter, but it takes a Washington County bounce at the 40 up to the 45 to about the 46-yard line. That's where Washington County will take things over.
Coach Stagg looked like he was flying a plane over there trying to make sure our kids get anywhere near that ball. He looks like he was landing a 737 over there.
Leave it alone.
Get away, get away, get away. Jimmy Wethington has joined us. Big stop, exactly, big guy. Big stop for Washington County.
Jimmy Wethington's going to join us for a few games this year.
He
has some games not only on 102.7 FM, but also on Facebook Live. So we're giving you twice the coverage. If you're driving around, tune us in. If you're sitting at home with the family, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Here's Bo Baker. Baker, a little pass off the right side, complete. That's going to be McDonald. Oh, correct. Yeah, McDonald off the right side, 49-50 to the 49-yard line.
I don't want to correct you, Hal. You've been at this for a long time, but I'm going to go with Noah Reynolds, number 12 on that day, 6-foot sophomore for this Washington County team.
Reynolds on the catch. It's hard to catch the numbers.
Those jerseys are
tight. I know
tight.
I got McDonald 21, but it's hard for me to see because when it curls up, it gives me problems. But anyway, nice gainer of about 8. We'll say officially 7. Second down and 3.
Positive yards for the Commanders.
Baker in the shotgun on second down and short in Nelson County territory. This time the gives to McDonald. McDonald downfield, 45. May have got to the 44. That's where he needed to get for the first down.
Can I say it?
Go ahead.
Move the chains. First down, Commanders. Got to get that PA voice ready, too. You know, we got that still going, too.
We got that coming up in a little bit.
We do. KCD, first home game.
Well, first down, or shouldn't be the first one tonight. It's third one, as a matter of fact, here in this very slow first quarter of play.
It started off with a bang.
Well, you aren't kidding. Nelson County, 3 plays, score. Right now, 1st and 10. Ball on the 44 of Nelson County. Here come the Commanders. Baker back to pass. Looking over the middle. It's complete at the 30-yard line. Down to the 25-yard line. Big pass play. First down. Pettis rolls it in. I got to see that one again, Matt, if there's any way.
And the great thing about that is Jack Pettis played a lot of youth football and middle school football. He just stepped out his freshman, sophomore year, back as a junior.
Yeah, you see Baker go back. Great form, great patience, a lot of pressure. Pettis rolls it in, rolls down, and he gets a big first down.
Had time. That front offensive line starting to catch their own. You know, that we knew that was going to be a strength. As I get to watch a little delayed. A lot of time back there by Bo Baker.
Thanks to Dr. Isaacs Dentistry for sponsoring that instant replay. 1st and 10 on the 26-yard line. Here's Baker again. Baker keeps it right side. Strong arms, gets to the 24, maybe the 23.
He falls down. He picks up 3.5 yards.
How tall is he?
6'7". Now, football, he's 6'7". When we get into basketball, he's liable to be 6'9".
He can play.
We had Josh Burkett at 6 foot last year.
You must have got a jam cake for saying that.
Hey, JB's my boy. You got to take care of him.
He's a player. I say that out of jest. Second down, 7 on the 23. Look at those trips to the left. 3 to the left. He's going to go to one of them, and he does. It's caught at the 21-yard line, falling down to the 20 inside the red zone. Washington County comes up with it to Jack Pettis. Pettis going to be just short of the first down, but a nice reception.
That's what we like to see is, you know, Jack Pettis is not a big guy, but he's a squirrely little dude, and he just kind of slid down there. He put his hand down and picked up another couple yards on that one.
To be a squirrely little dude.
I don't think I ever was a squirrely little dude.
Oh, man, I think I still am one.
I'm squirrely
Two
now. It
wideouts.
hurts too much the next
Two
morning.
wideouts to the right. 3rd down and 3.
Big
In
play.
that red zone at the 19, here's Baker. Baker looks back, pass right side, complete at the, looks like the 14.
That's enough.
And that looks like enough for the 1st down. Big catch in there by Noah Reynolds.
Absolutely, and a big, Bo's got this big long stride, and I kind of like it. He looks like he's throwing a fastball out there, and he's got a little heat to it. This is a big set of downs for Washington County. You want to get out of this first quarter tied 7-7 as quick as Nelson County hit us early.
1st and 10, ball on the 14 of Nelson County in that red zone. 2:54 to go in the first quarter. 7-0 is the score. Nelson County with the lead. Wide out, one big wide out to the right. That's Hughes. There's a snap. Baker looks for Hughes. Hughes pulls it in, and that is a touchdown, Washington County.
They worked on that in practice the other night.
Hughes. I said he was big. I should have said his height. Let's look at that one again. He's able to come in and use his height to reach up and reel that one in for the Commanders' first score of the season and the night.
Well, and
Baker.
that's
back
one
to throw, and Hughes reels it in.
That was
We'll
one.
work on that.
There's one they worked on in practice yesterday several times.
Washington County.
Jump ball.
Going to go back 4-2, and they're going to do the same thing. Here it is. Hughes reels it in again. Count the 2. Now let's see if we can watch that again, because it's the same play they did to score with. Dr. Isaac's Dentistry, instant replay. We'll get a little rust off of us to get back in the groove. And the goalpost is in the way. We're still good. Hughes was still good to pull it in. And with 2:32 to go in the first quarter of play, here's your score. Washington County 8, Nelson County 7. We're back in a moment. High school football, a G&G production.
When preparing for Friday night's matchup, you have to have a winning game plan. Much like in football, a game plan is critical when it comes to life's big event. That's where we come into the game. The law firm of Mattingly, Sims, Robinson, and McCain has assisted the people of Central Kentucky for over 45 years. Whether it's closing on your new home, handling the estate of your loved one, business planning, or preparing for your family's future with wills and trust, we will call the right play for you. Like our Facebook page, give us a call, or visit us in downtown Springfield, and let Mattingly, Sims, Robinson, and McCain show you how our hustle and heart sets us apart.
Mattingly, Sims, Robinson, and McCain. Offices in downtown Springfield. 859-336-3901.
This is an advertisement.
Squib kick. Commanders are going to try and come up with it. Do they?
We got a ball.
The official. Yeah, but the
got a
offense
football.
is coming out, and they say, yeah.
Baker
goes for the squib kick, able to get it just to 10 yards. The Commanders able to fall on it.
Ethan Bird with that recovery, another junior. He started playing football his 8th grade year, and boy, is that kid strong. He's CrossFit 2-3 days a week, and he has really stepped up in his game this year.
Washington County able to get a score as it was Baker to Hughes. Hughes on the catch with his height for the 6. Then they go for 2. Same play. Hughes reels it in for 2.
I don't blame them. And as long as we get this matchup over here with Jacoby on the side, I'd let him go get the ball.
8-7, Washington County. Back with Baker. Oh, he's hit hard for a sack at the Commander 45.
Somebody missed an assignment on that one.
Well, Oliver Blinko put the hit on Baker. Big loss.
Untouched. He just come in off that. They snuck an outside linebacker up, and nobody picked him up.
Big loss here. 2nd down and 17 for Washington County. On their own 45. Trips to the left. Hughes goes to the right. Baker on the give. Here we go, right side. McDonald couldn't get it going.
Now,
not a gain. He lost a yard.
Yeah, we're going the wrong way. You can't get comfortable, can you?
First game. Takes a while. Usually only takes me about 4 games.
Coach, we hope we get 4 games.
I hope we get 4 games. 1:20 to go in the first quarter of play. Yeah, I wait for 8:30 anymore for the sun to go down and to cool off. That's how I age. 3rd down and an acre. 3rd and 18. Baker, the snap. Back to throw, right side. Oh, hits Hughes. Hughes 45, 50, 45, 40. Here he goes, 30. Still on his feet, 21-yard line, knocked out of bounds. 1st down in Washington County.
Boy, he's got that stride just like his father did, Mitchell Hughes. Those long, big, powerful legs.
Good run by Hughes.
You know, I'm an old OL DL line. That block that Waylon Young set that one up out here on the edge, Hal.
Washington County.
Kobe.
Approaching the end of the first quarter of play. And we'll take another big timeout. What did they say?
All right, fans said, watch number 9. We are.
Yeah. Been watching him. He's wide right. Here's Baker. Baker, the snap, the give. Here we go right side. That's going to be McDonald. 15. Oh, ball pops loose. Let's see who comes up with it. Looks like still Washington County ball. But nice run by McDonald to about the 11. He's close to a 1st down there.
Yeah, we got a flag on the play. It's going to be holding on Waylon Young, number 76.
That'll bring it back. Regardless, that's going to bring it back.
You just got outside of him just a little bit.
Washington County 8, Nelson County 7. Big hello to our fans on 102.7 WOKH The Rocket. Thanks for tuning in. Just trying to get through our first quarter here tonight. Been a pretty good ball game. 2 wideouts to the left. Baker will go into the shotgun. A much improved Nelson County team. Nelson County in their red uniforms with the white letters, white numbers. Washington County traveling white. Blue helmets, blue letters, and blue numbers. Oh, secret play. That's the old secret play, I think. We'll see.
I don't think it worked.
Did Washington County move? We call the...
Who moved?
Lee Glasscock's been watching. He ought to be able to watch that one. They were trying to get Nelson County to jump.
I didn't see any of our guys move.
Changing the call of the play. But nevertheless, they're going to call it on Washington County. Moves it back again. 1st down at 25.
It's a long way, Hal. We got to get to Bottom.
Same setup. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Baker looking to the left. Caught. Trying to get out of pressure. Can't do it. Caught for a sack at the 39.
They're bringing pressure off the edge.
Let's watch the replay on that because they are. Go ahead, John.
They're bringing the pressure. They're stacking the outside linebacker right off the defensive end, and he's just coming around. That's twice. And Washington County's got to put a fix in for that. I see Trey Shine going off. I don't know if they're not getting their steps out there or not, but that linebacker's hiding right behind that tight end.
Offensive line, we saw the defensive line earlier in this quarter have some of the same problem. So, yes, we're going to have to see the offensive line for Washington County give Baker more time.
And they did make a step. They've got Ethan Bird over on that left tackle spot. He's a little quicker. Trayshawn's bigger, but Ethan's a little stronger, a little quicker over on that left side.
I believe the quarter is going to run out. Yes, and it is. So the quarter is going to run out, and that's the end of the first quarter of play. At the end of 1, your score, Nelson County 8, Washington County 7. Back after this timeout. High school football, a G&G production.
WOKH, Lebanon, Bardstown, Springfield, 102.7 FM, a G&G live free production.
Are you tired of paying rent? Do you dream of owning your own home? Call Lisa, 270-402-4036. Lisa Kearns Realtor, Exit Realty Heartland. Call or text today. Lisa Kearns, the helpful agent.
One of Diageo's newest additions is right here in Lebanon. Do you have an intense sense of ownership and a strong desire to master the bourbon production process? If so, Diageo may be the company for you. The Diageo Lebanon Distillery is now hiring for bourbon production experts. For more information, please visit the Lebanon Marion County Career Center at 516 Workshop Lane or apply online at www.diageo.com. SnapBeTomatoes.com.
Putting people back to work. This is brought to you by the Marion County Industrial Authority.
Back here at Nelson County High School, Hal Good, John Graves, thanks for joining us here this evening. First quarter complete. Washington County 8, Nelson County 7. John, a good first half, or it's good first quarter.
Seemed like a half.
Football felt like a half, but Nelson County came out strong early, and then we saw Washington County retaliate.
Well, it looks like early year football out here in that first quarter of play. Washington, Nelson County looked good first series coming down, and then Washington County kind of struggled, and then the second series and third series, Nelson County stopped themselves. So Washington County's got they're deep in their own spot. This is be another spot. I would look for Kobe on that side over there. They've switched it up on the cornerback over on that far side, but I still think Kobe's got the highest advantage.
Big hello to Sean Allen out there. Sean, thanks for the info you're sending us. We appreciate you. Miss you. Wish you were here. We're back with Bo Baker on the throw. Under pressure. Throws it. It's going to roll out of bounds, I think. But I thought maybe that could possibly be a live ball. That's why I'm hesitating a little bit, John.
Yeah, his arm was going forward, and it's a good thing he got hit because the ball didn't make it back to the line of scrimmage, which would be intentional grounding.
So, kind of, with the long distance, kind of flipped it around.
And Jimmy Wethington made a great point as Kobe's got the one-on-one over there, and they have slid a safety over there, Jimmy. I was getting ready to say that a minute ago. They've slid a safety over the top, did on the last play to kind of keep Kobe from getting that one-on-one matchup.
That's 3rd and 29, though. You got a long way to go. And Baker gives this time. Here we go off the left side. That's going to be McDonald. McDonald, a little zig and zag, 30-yard line. That's where he'll be stopped.
4 down territory.
It's 4 down territory, but it's going to be 4th and a long way to go.
It does, but you can pick up a first down here, so you've got plenty of room to work with and just see what happens. You know what I like over there. I like the Kobe Hughes matchup against Latavian Hamilton. I know Hamilton's got a pick tonight, but he gives up about 4 inches to Kobe over there.
4th and 18. It's on a 4th down and 18. We'll see Washington County break from the huddle. Baker talking to McDonald back there. Hughes wide right. Pettis wide left. That's Jack and Wheel. Also wide left, Reynolds.
They pulled this over to give one-on-one matchup over there.
Well, I thought Pettis was offside, but they're going to Hughes. He's open. Count it. Touchdown, Washington County. Oh, my. We're going to have to. We got to see that one again.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Well, great scheme by Eric Segresi. They pulled the Pettis boys over, and they make Nelson match up one-on-one against Kobe Hughes on that right side. You're not going to beat in a jump ball contest. I'll take Kobe Hughes every time.
You called it, man. That was the way it went. Hughes off the right side, able to come up with it for the Washington County score. It's 14-7.
Great pump fake by Bo to get that receiver to DB to bite on it, and that was what freed Kobe Hughes up.
We'll see if Washington County will go for 2. McDonald's back there. Baker, the snap, looks for Hughes again. Can't get it to him. Hughes kind of out of position on that one. It will be incomplete.
Yeah, I think Hughes cut that off. I think Bo thought he was going to roll right, and he kind of come back left.
Here's your sweetest score. 10:46 to go in the first half. Washington County 14, Nelson County 7. We're back in a moment. High school football, a G&G production.
What's up, football fans? The Springfield, Washington County Economic Development Authority wants to be your one-stop shop for finding a new career. Visit sweta.org/jobs to view current job openings right here in Washington County. Positions ranging from IT specialist, personal care monitor, safety and environmental, quality assurance, and many more. Full-time, part-time, whatever you may be looking for, we have something for you. So visit sweda.org/jobs.
Big pass taken from Bo Baker. Baker goes back, able to get it to Hughes. The score by Washington County, extra point, no good. 10:46 to go in the first half. Washington County 14, Nelson County 7.
You know, it's always great when you've got a 6'7" quarterback throwing to a 6'3" receiver and just go up and get the ball. And Kobe's going to have a big year if that's the matchups they give us on the outside. I guarantee you Thomas Nelson watches this film and they take a little bit of that away.
What was it, a 3rd down and
18? and he was wide open. The only thing stopping him was that goal line.
Oh, there's no question.
Sometimes you drop those
What a
because you're
great
too
play.
wide open.
Yeah, what a great play. No question about that. Commanders, another little squib kick. It goes straight up and straight down. Alex Eldos picks it up.
To be honest with you, Hal, they blew the whistle on that one. He didn't have control of it.
See, they're going over, talking to Coach Eric Sagersey. I still think it's Nelson County's ball.
Oh, absolutely, Nelson County ball. But, you know, having 9 assistant coaches, you can argue a little bit more.
It is a luxury, isn't it?
I don't
wonder
know
if
that
Lee Glasscock or Jimmy Reed had that type of luxury.
There were days that,
Sagersey don't even paint the field now, does he?
No, he doesn't. Art takes care of that for us.
Man. First and 10, Nelson County. Nelson County going back to work. Right side, they go to the big fella, Joey Goff.
And Gabe Smith in there on that tackle, Hal, a sophomore that, had no varsity experience except for tonight. They plugged that hole very quickly.
Straight down the middle. Goff got a couple, second down 8.
The luxury of having all these bigs in the trenches this year is you've only got Waylon Thompson playing both ways. For predominantly, you're going to see a lot of different jerseys on the defensive side of football.
Back on second down 8. Moving upfield. Here's Briney. Briney, a little pass. Almost picked off by Washington County. Intended on the far side for Zach Moore. But, boy, Will Pettis thought he was in position to get it. Incomplete. It's third down and 8.
Will's added a lot of strength and a lot of quickness this year, and he broke on that ball early. Had a legitimate shot to be able to pick that off.
Third down and 8. See Washington County line up on the defense. They've settled in after that very tough first 3 plays of the game. Nelson County looking really good. Now the flip in the backfield, right side. That's Evan Hicks.
Will Pettis with
46,
the tackle.
48-yard line. Fourth down and about 3, John.
I do not expect Nelson County to punt this ball. I really think they're just going to continue. Washington County's not proving they can stop them very often. So let's see what you've got.
Midfield. See what happens. 2 wideouts to the left, 1 to the right.
Watch your ball.
Briney, the sophomore, takes a snap. Briney, pass left side, incomplete. Washington County will take over. Possession of downs.
Good defensive stand, and it's not that Washington County did anything right on that one. The ball was just overthrown. Little nerves out there by the sophomore, just kind of zipped it in there a little tight.
So 9:27 to go in the first half of play. It's Washington County 14, Nelson County 7. Hal Good, John Graves, bringing you the broadcast tonight on 102.7 FM, WOKH, and the Facebook Live.
I am.
Go
ahead.
Go ahead. No, that's all right.
Trying to catch
Facebook Live, G&G Productions.
Trying to catch your breath. Jimmy Weathington does it all. I'm so glad he's part of the G&G Productions family. As I get a score to pass along, Somerset leading Lincoln County 50-20. Hey, Skinner, can you give me some? What part of the game is it?
Baker, the pass, complete, left side, Reynolds. Reynolds spun around to about the 44-yard line. Gain of about 3, second down and 7. That's the Death Valley Bowl that's going on. Washington County used to play in that, and I've been up to several of those. Lincoln County hosts it. But I think one thing it does show you is them Briar jumpers are, I'm telling you.
Their down
don't
years
ever be
different.
mistaken.
That's exactly right.
Somerset and Danville's down years are different. Now, Boyle County, they're going to come back.
I don't know.
Force.
Boyle County doesn't understand what down is.
No. Wideouts on either side. Second down. Here go the Commanders downfield. Give left side, Will Pettis. Pettis on the move. Pettis downfield 40. Pettis downfield to the 38-yard line. He may have got that first down.
And I think he got a first down, and I see a flag, and I think that's going to be a face mask against Nelson County. But did you see that spin move, Hal?
Yeah, let's see.
Absolutely. Let's get the
Our
Dr. Isaac
production-
Dentistry instant replay rolling.
Man, our production is just top notch. Look at this. Here we go, Pettis off the right side. Now Pettis spins around. Down, he got the first down from what we see here. So let's see where they mark the ball.
3:30 to go in the fourth is what the Skinner Weathington tells us. So that was an early kick down there as they've got 2 games.
Instant replay brought to you by Dr. Isaacs Jr.
A lot of conversation on the field about this one. I think the first down he got is based on where they've got the ball. Do they have the ball spotted? This is a good officiating crew. I talked
See,
to Coach.
they've got it. Well, yes, they do. They got spotted at the 40.
Yeah.
He had to get to the 38, but what I could see from the instant replay, that's where he got.
Coach Seg last night, we had a
Kicking and screaming.
conversation about about this ref crew. He likes this crew. It feels like he gives them less bad calls than some of the other ones.
You're right. Face mask, Nelson County.
And it looks like it's going to be a 15-yarder, so that was not unintentional. That's a personal foul.
So we don't have to fight over the first down. They're going to make sure that happens. Let's see how far they go. He's still walking. Yeah, still making his way down to the 22-yard line. Be a first down for Washington County. Puts them in good field position here.
And you know, with runs,
First and 10 on the 22.
runs like that, we got to start thinking about that Jesse Insurance player of the game.
Oh, for all the marbles. Here's the pass, right side, incomplete. Intended receiver Noah Reynolds. It's second down.
I guarantee you, Coach Davis is going to look back at that play on Monday and say, Bo, zip that ball in there. Don't lob it in there. That was a changeup when we need a fastball.
Second down and 10. Stops the clock at 8:15 to go in the first half. 14-7 is your score. Washington County leading Nelson County.
You know what I like about high school football, Hal? So I see these three young boys down here with all gray shorts and no shirts.
They are having a good time down there, too. All they're missing is a mud puddle down there. Here we go with Baker. Baker, the fake, the pass, right-hand side. He's got someone open. Hits him. Touchdown, Washington County.
Will Pettis.
Will Pettis comes up with the reception. 22 yards for the touchdown. Let's look at it again, John.
Bo Baker's got that. You watch this big shoulder turn by Bo Baker. Bam, he's got it. That shoulder turn, as big as he is, will hold a lot of DBs.
Pettis with the sure hands to bring in the 6. It's 20-7. Washington County. Look for the Commanders to go for 2, but nope, now they'll go for 1. Will Pettis back out there. He'll do the kicking honors.
Looks like Noah Reynolds the holder, Jackson Graves the center.
Snap, the set. The kick is up, and it is good. So the extra point good by Washington County. 22-yard touchdown. Baker to Pettis. Extra point good. 8:07 to go. Here in the first half, Washington County 21, Nelson County 7. High school football. A production of the G&G Production Company.
To a farmer, a handshake is as good as a contract, and a man's word is something you can actually build on. So to have an insurance agent who's accountable, trustworthy, and dedicated to providing the best customer service possible, well, that sure does go a long way. And that's why the farmers in Lebanon trust Jesse Insurance.
To hear more about their farm insurance products, stop by 101 South Spalding Avenue, across from the post office. Call 270-595-0000. Jesse Insurance, the agent with choices. Protect what you sow.
Back here at Nelson County High School, Hal Good, John Graves, 21-7 is your score. Glad to have you alongside this evening, whether it's on 102.7 WOKH The Rocket, or Facebook Live tonight, as G&G Productions have their maiden voyage this evening. We're glad to have you alongside. John Graves over here somewhere.
I'm found a hiding spot.
I'm easy to hide behind, so there you go.
I got your back, Al.
Washington County back on track. Kicking away. Nelson County takes it at the 30, 35, 40, 45, close to that 50-yard line. Man, you talk about house on fire. Darian Copeland. Copeland was off to the races.
Lucas Carrico, another sophomore for Washington County up there to make that probably a touchdown. Probably saved a touchdown there.
Call your neighbors and friends. Tell them the ball game's on. 102.7 FM, WOKH, and Facebook Live. All you have to do is go to G&G Productions. Big shout out to Mr. Bird.
Number 55, Ethan Bird.
My
Big
buddy
shout out
Cliff
to big
Peak.
guy.
We will, buddy. There's a snap on 1st and 10, Nelson County.
Ooh.
Boy, Briney caught in the backfield. He just was able to get rid of it. He got it to Trevor Beam. Beam's going to be caught back there for a huge loss.
And I don't think it mattered who had it. Kobe Hughes would look like a defensive guy on basketball. He was going to run them down.
Yeah,
Good breakdown.
Looked like they may be going for the quarterback option, but boy, nothing doing. Defense of Washington County really looking sound on that one.
They've settled in a little bit. Briney would have been better off just to kind of fake that and then just kind of pick up 2 yards. Sophomore quarterback, you're going to make some mistakes. You can live with those.
2nd down and an acre. 2nd down and 20. Briney, problems. Caught back, sack, fumbled. Ball pops loose.
That's a fumble. They're calling that a fumble on the field.
It should be. That's Washington County's ball. I'm waiting for the official to say it's going to be Washington County's ball. Flag down on the play. Late flag on the play.
I don't see. You watch the film. I'm going to see where I can see this
I don't
flag.
know if we can get any of the replay in or not. Matt, if you got it, let's see if we can find something out here. We'll see it. But a flag down against Nelson County. But looks like to me that ball falls and Briney goes down, and I think the ball popped loose before he fell down.
I think so, too. It looks like Briney was just trying to get maybe pass and make something happen. And,
But
again, you just take the loss on that
They're
one.
going to say a knees down, and they're going to give it back to, they're going to let Nelson County keep
Retain
the ball.
possession.
Simple as that.
Intentional grounding is what they're going to call it. So they didn't call it a
Ah.
fumble, intentional grounding.
10 yards on that one.
And a loss of down is the more important thing.
So now that brings it back to the 24-yard line of Nelson County. 3rd down and 20.
But you got to get to Woodlawn on this one?
Cox's Creek, if you turn us around the other way. The fake, the pass, looking deep, it's going to be incomplete.
I tell you what, Brandon Coulter saw that ball, and he was tracking it, and he wanted that one.
Zach Moore, intended receiver for Nelson County. It's 4th down. It's a punting situation for the Cardinals.
And I know Brandon, Mr. Coulter, number 3 for Washington County, is disappointed he didn't get that interception, but I don't know that he wasn't better off not getting that one. So I think they're going to pick up better yards than where he would have caught that ball.
Nelson County will be doing the kicking, punting, I should say, from the 12. .7:01 to go in the first half. Nelson County. And they're going to keep it. Gosh, no punting. The punter in the backfield, that was Russell Lux, thought he saw an open path, but Washington County all over him.
Yeah, absolutely. Kobe Hughes, Kobe's just so defensively sound. And a lot of that, I'm going to give credit to Coach Woodson on the basketball team. He is breaking down just like a guard would on the hardwood.
Yeah, that was a big mistake that time. That's one of them that, especially this far back, so that puts Washington County in excellent field position. They'll have it 1st and 10 on the Nelson County 23-yard line.
3 big plays by the defense of Washington County. You got to go big, and I'm going to set it up for you, Hal. You got 2 split over here left. You're going to keep Pettis in. Look what you've got over there on that top side, one-on-one against a much shorter guy.
Baker out there, 1st and 10. 2 wideouts to the right, 1 to the left. On the fake, back to throw. Baker over the middle. It's going to be complete at the 8. 5, knocked down at the 3. What a pass. What a completion.
That's going to be
Noah Reynolds bringing it in, I believe. I'm trying to see out the far side. Is that a 12?
That's a 12. Noah Reynolds has stepped in. You know, he's the backup quarterback and does a lot. Looks like he may have hurt a hand underneath that one, but Washington County on that play showing we are more than Kobe Hughes.
Well, this is a John McDonald play.
If I've ever seen one.
Baker taking it in.
Read
but
option.
Those 2 are back in there along with Will Pettis.
It's going to be a read option to John McDonald.
So here we go. 1st and goal. To give McDonald. Right side, bounces around. I think he got in.
Washington County says he got in. They're going to mark him about a foot short.
Mark it just short.
Read option on that one. Bo's looking at that defensive end to see if he crashes. If he does, then Bo's going to give it up. If he doesn't, Bo's going to stroll in for 6.
Yeah, no cigar on that one. It will be second down and, like you say, about a foot for Washington County. And I like Baker on the keeper. Like you had said earlier, I think you said he could fall down and he'd be, if he fell down on the 5, he'd end up on the 15. Let's see what he does. Baker, the snap. The give. McDonald, he just
untouched.
Jots in. Nobody got him. Touchdown, Washington County.
You know, the one thing that we're missing this year, and that's a great run by John McDonald, is, you know, you're missing a Lane Riley that can take some of those plays off for John McDonald, who's another hard runner. But great play by the Commanders to come back and make that decision by the punter to keep it hurt.
27-7. Washington County leads Nelson County. And it looks like the Commanders will fall back for one. Here's Will Pettis, the senior. He'll kick it away.
I'm just worried about the snap.
Snap, set, kick, up. Looks good from here. We'll see, and it is. So Pettis gets the one. 5:33 to go here in the first half. 28-7. Washington County leads Nelson County. This is high school football, a G&G production.
Live free. G&G Productions. Live free. G&G Productions. If you like what you're hearing or seeing with this high school football game, then don't forget G&G Productions. If you want to be a part of the hottest football action in the area, if you want to get more from your business, you need to advertise with G&G Productions. Call 270-699-6920 or 859-481-2600. It's G&G Productions. It's live and it's free. WOKH, Lebanon, Bardstown, Springfield, 102.7 FM. A G&G live free production.
Are you tired of paying rent? Do you dream of owning your own home? Call Lisa, 270-402-4036. Lisa Kearns Realtor, Exit Realty Heartland. Call or text today. Lisa Kearns, the helpful agent.
Washington County, we'll say a foot and a half. Baker takes it in for the 6. Pettis back in for the point after. 5:33 to go in the first half. Washington County leads Nelson County 28-7. Commanders, full kick away. Nelson County back to receive, and that's Copeland. Copeland for Nelson County. Left to right, he'll move. 30, 34, 35-yard line, knocked out of bounds at the 36, John.
You know, what I'm very impressed with is Jack Pettis on that tackle. You're seeing a lot of names that Washington County needed to step up. The Jack Pettises that hasn't played in a couple of years. The Brandon Coulter had great defense on this one. You know, Noah Reynolds and a lot of names. The ball's being spread around well on both sides of the ball, and that's what it's going to take for Washington County. One other note, I just see a guy that's watching right now who could go up and get the ball, and that's Javante Wright. Freshman over to Lindsay. Make sure you keep telling Kobe how to go get that ball, young man.
Saw his ring. Congratulations, buddy. Again, championship ring that he'll be wearing proudly. Left side, boy, nothing doing.
Waylon
for
Young.
Nelson County. Joey Goff hits Young. Young stops him. 2-yard loss.
I don't know if you've been around Waylon, but there's not a lot that gets by him.
He went to a ball game with us.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
He rode back with us, so.
He's a big eater. That's why I like being around people that eat a lot, you know. I think, you know, he's kind of like me. When you drive by White Castle, you look about 4 times.
I'm going to tell you right now.
Is that long? Is that line too long? Yeah, it's not.
I'm going to tell you right now. When those
Am I going to eat 6? No, I'm going to eat 12.
When those boys come out to the house, I make sure they eat before they come out.
Yeah, I bet you do. Here we go, second down long. Pass, a little lateral right side. Zach Moore has it. He's got space. 40, 45, 47-yard line. First down, Nelson County.
Little misstep by Washington County on that one as Brandon took a bad angle and Noah took a bad angle, and Nelson County made them pay.
28-7. Washington County leading Nelson County, but here come the Cards. Off the left side, that's Hicks. Hicks, he stopped. He'll lose about a yard.
Bo Baker on that tackle, a big wingspan on him too. We've talked about his height several times tonight, but his arms match that body.
Second down, I'm going to go ahead and say 11 at least. Lost a yard on that.
Hal, I'm watching the broadcast here. Tell us where you're watching from. I see Judy Stewart is watching. I know she's in Daytona Beach, Florida, but it'd be fun to see. Put a comment in there and let us know where you're watching tonight.
Absolutely. If you see a number, want a player, let us know. Second down long. The snap, the pass. Over the middle, incomplete. Intended receiver was Trevor Bean. A little rough mix-up in there, but nothing we can't put behind us and get ready for third down and long.
Didn't catch that one. I'm going to tell you what, he threw that in 3 white jerseys and just was able to zip it right in there.
So third down, and I think they're going to say 12. Third down and 12. Stops the clock at 3:40 to go in the first half. Stay tuned. We'll have some halftime comments.
Teresa Martin watching. Hello, Glenn Black.
Good old GB. Snap, pass, over the middle. Complete! Falls right to the hands of Bohannon, and away he goes. 10 into the end zone. Touchdown. 54 yards for Nelson County. We'll watch that one again. That one was right on the mark for Nelson County's Briney, John.
Absolutely. The linebackers got stuck up a little bit, and Briney was able to find the open receiver right where they should have been.
It's not to like about that play.
RPO. Run pass option.
So Nelson County.
Little life.
More to cheer about before this first half is complete. They'll go for 1.
It's a big score from Nelson County. You know, they've been behind the mark a lot of times.
Lutz out to kick. Lutz, the set, the kick is up, and the kick looks good from here, and it is. 3:31 to go in the first half. Nelson County 28, Washington County 28, Nelson County 14. High school football, a G&G production.
There's a craving in this instant, disposable world for something authentic, something real. The farmer knows what it means to be real because they face real issues every day. So an insurance agent who can provide real solutions to those problems is something you can hang your hat on. And that's why the farmers of Marion County trust Jesse Insurance. People who understand things only a farmer would.
To hear more about their farm insurance products, stop by 101 South Spalding Avenue in Lebanon, across from the post office, 270-595-0000. Jesse Insurance, the agent with choices. Protect what you sow.
There's an old football adage that says good enough isn't good enough. That's true on the football field and in life. When problems happen, when you need advice, don't go to an attorney who is just good enough. At Mattingly, Sims, Robinson, and McCain, our team commands excellence. We take your legal needs personally, whether it's fighting with the big insurance companies after a car accident or in a divorce or custody action. We will leave it all on the field for you. Remember, the attorney that you choose matters, so give us a call, follow us on Facebook, and don't settle for good enough. Let our team at Mattingly, Sims, Robinson, and McCain tackle the tough stuff.
Mattingly, Sims, Robinson, and McCain. Offices in downtown Springfield. 859-336-3901.
This is an advertisement.
Nelson County score, 28-14. Washington County on top, but here come the Cardinals. They'll kick it away with Lutz. And Washington County will take it, looks like the 10, 15, 20. Off to the right side, stop. It's going to be Washington County's Will Pettis, just shy of the 20-yard line. So Washington County got a long way to go with 3:25 to go in the first half.
Washington County's been able to move the ball a little bit. Passing game is more so of a passing game than I thought we were going to have coming in. So I think we can move it down. I think, Hal, if we got a couple minutes, let's look at some of these places. I got a Louisville.
Player down on there. So we got the injury report to come up. Go ahead there.
I've got Scott Elder. And we got to talk real quick about Scott Elder. He is the new Commander Ed basketball coach just coming in.
Great.
Talked to him last night. Scott, welcome to Washington County. As we talked the other night, this is what we can do for some of these basketball games. We'll talk about that later. We've got Louisville, Kentucky, Jimtown Road, Dallas.
Big Jim. I bet
that's
Big Jim lost it. Attaboy.
We got 2 in Texas watching. Not your Texas, the Texas.
Well, my brother Todd's watching.
Well,
Good's watching.
We got East Texas
so
watching.
As far as I'm concerned, the Texas is watching. But go ahead.
The Texas is watching. West Texas. We've got Billy Young, and my wife is in Austin. So we've got we're all over the place right now. Can't tell who the injured commander is. I think it's Will Pettis.
Appreciate everybody tuning in. Make sure to tell your neighbors and friends, aunts, uncles, grandparents that we are doing Facebook Live. To those of you that are driving around, don't do Facebook Live while you're driving. We appreciate that. But you can watch this game anytime, and, of course, we got it for you on 102.7 WOKH. I started on 102.7 WMQQ back in 1989. How old were you then?
I was 10.
Okay.
Hey,
were you not even around, man? Matt Smith wasn't around.
The
Bubba,
camera.
how old were you? Hey, when were you born, Bubba?
2001.
01, yeah.
So a couple more.
You mean 1901 or do you mean 2001?
What about we
Make
got
me feel good, Bubba. Come on.
Bear, hold on, I got to see this one again.
Will
Bear
Pettis.
Paul Peak home on Proctor Knott, Old Lebanon Road. Scott Fatizzi, a good friend from Illinois.
Yeah.
The Ville,
Glad he's
Craig
listening.
Hill.
See you, Scott.
George Graves is watching from the stands over
Boo-boo.
there.
Boo-boo's a big U of L fan. Good to hear from him.
Old E-Town Road with Jimmy Weathington.
Will Pettis was the injured player, and he did get up and walk out under his own power. So that's a good thing. Always a good thing.
Absolutely. We're not deep enough to have injuries.
Well, but they are deep enough where they got a long road to hoe. 1st and 10. Ball's going to be on the 20-yard line of Washington County. They're moving upfield, but they lead 28-14. 3:25 to go in this first half of play. Bo Baker, the big fella. Shotgun behind center. A little movement on Nelson County. It's a free play, and hope they caught him.
No, that's
We'll see if
always
we- see
that's
if it's
always
us.
dead in high school.
Let's see if it's going to be against, I would think it would be Nelson.
No
But,
signal yet.
No, but maybe been some movement on. It looks like Washington County's starting to fall back.
Washington.
Well, these guys have been, do you know where these officials are from?
I don't. We've had them for several games. I recognized them when we went up. When I talked to them earlier. False start.
Whitecaps out there against Washington County.
Well, let's just make it tougher on ourselves.
All right. That'll cost you 5, put you back to the 15. Still first down, but now 1st and 15 on the 15. So legal procedure. Pass off the right side. Complete to Hughes.
Nothing doing.
Upfield. He might got just past the original line of scrimmage. Give him a yard. 2nd down, 14.
You know, you don't realize from up here and on the screen how high that ball is thrown and how hard that ball is thrown.
How tall is Hughes?
6'3".
Well, you know, he and Baker seem to line up pretty well together. Baker is taller. Okay, give you that.
Well,
But it's good. I mean, especially those scores we saw in this first quarter of play.
man, you don't realize how big your line is when you've got two big kids like that on the outside and playing quarterback.
2nd down, give is going to go to Reynolds. Upfield he goes. Oh, 25-30, 35-40, 45-50. Look at him go. Right side of the field to the 35-30, all the way down to the 25-yard line.
So let me give you a little information on Noah Reynolds after that big play. I don't see any flags on the play. Noah Reynolds is a sophomore. He's supposed to be an 8th grader.
You know, lots of speed.
Absolutely.
Came out of that one and really made it happen. I'm still looking for a flag is what I'm doing.
I was too.
I'm looking for a flag or something.
Their soccer field messes with me because they've got the soccer overlined on this football field and it's yellow.
You know, that's about a 54-yard run. Because if they're going to mark it at the 26, it's a good run. 1st and 10 on the 26, moving downfield. Off the right side, we go with Will Pettis. Pettis will get a few yards there. Inside the 25, he'll get a couple. 2nd down, 8. Minute 46 to go. Clock continuing to run. Washington County going to have to move it along. So 2nd down and, gosh, I said 2. How about just 1 yard? 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, the handoff went to Will Pettis, and it was just not much doing on that one. The guy had him right as soon as he got the ball. John Bramwell's watching. Feed looks awesome, he tells us, and Roger Milburn is watching from his back porch.
2nd down and 9 on the Nelson 26. A lot of time, maybe too much. Flag down on the play.
Yep, delay a game.
Yeah, maybe too much.
Anytime that back judge throws a flag, it's not good.
Yeah, we're getting pretty close to the amount of listeners I'd like to see us break 100 tonight. So
Everybody
call a neighbor or friend, see if we can get more.
Hit that share button, everybody. Everybody hit that share and that like button. Let's see if we can push this up.
Be nice to do it our first night back. It'll cost you 5. 2nd down, 14. Long pass, end zone, pass down the field, incomplete, intended for Jack Pettis, but boy, defender was all over him. That has to be pass interference. And now the official, oh yeah, he's marking the field, threw his hat down. I thought, well, here we go.
No, I think he is kind of talking to Jack Pettis, but Zach Moore, the defender on that one, he knew he was beat, so instead of giving up the touchdown in a tight ball game at 28-14, he just took the pass interference. It's only a 5-yard loss, and you don't give up the touchdown.
So they'll come back and assess the penalty. Stops the clock at 42.2 seconds to go.
Washington County's got 1 timeout remaining, I think. Are they going to take this? Ah, come on.
That's what they're going to do.
They're going to push it back. They're going to get Jack Pettis for
They're going to call that an offensive pass interference.
No, they called it pass interference on Nelson County.
Oh, okay. Here
There we go. Now that results in a 1st down, so it'll be 1st and 10. Ball spotted on the 15. Now, hold on.
Maybe.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah, see, now that's when you stump your toe right there.
Shut up.
That's why they move it back.
Yep.
So really, we've accomplished nothing except we got a 1st down, right?
Yes, we will. It's automatic 1st down on a pass interference.
Automatic 1st down. So 1st down, Washington County. Well, maybe 2 or 3 yards. No, really, no, we were back at the 30. So 1st and 10 on the 30. All right, Baker's got to go to work. 42 seconds to go. He's back to throw. Looking over the middle. It's going to be incomplete. Pass intended again for Will Pettis. On the defense, Lincoln Boblet for the Cardinals. Stops the clock. 2nd down, 10.
Well, it's clean play. I know Will Pettis come up like he wanted another pass interference, but defender come over his back. It was clean.
Bo Baker looks to the sidelines. Catch the signals from head coach Eric Sagersi. 2 wideouts to the right, 2 to the left. Cancel that. McDonald now joins the trips to the right. Here's Baker out of the shotgun, takes it back to throw. Looks left, throws over the middle, complete at the 21. Shy of the 1st down, clock continues to run. McDonald with the reception.
They stopped it.
They stop it. Do they stop it now?
No.
It's not a 1st down.
It's not a 1st down.
Well, we appreciate that. If
We'll
you're
take
Washington County, maybe there's a rule change. Oh, they called it incomplete.
That wasn't incomplete.
3rd and 10. That's why they stopped the clock. I thought he was able to catch it low. 3rd down and 10 on the Nelson County 30. Bo Baker, the big sophomore. Same setup, trips to the right, deuces to the left. Here's Baker. Snap, rolls to the right. Baker looking, passes downfield, incomplete.
Not
Basically
enough on
threw it away. 4th down.
Not a bad throwaway there. Make sure nobody else can get it. You kind of rolled out. He's not rolled out of the pocket much tonight. So not a bad short pass there. You knew you had 2 downs to play with here.
28.2 seconds to go. It's 4th down. 4th and 10 on the 30. Timeout, Washington County. We'll take a quick timeout. High school football, a G&G production.
Boone Farms is now hiring. Boone Farms is seeking quality candidates for Class A CDL drivers, full-time granary personnel, and diesel mechanics. Boone Farms is offering new wages with skilled position pay based on experience. Start your new career today with Boone Farms. For more information or to apply, contact Terry Thomas or Elizabeth Mattingly at the Lebanon Marion County Career Center at 270-692-6870.
Putting people back to work. This is brought to you by the Marion County Industrial Authority.
Play on that last statement there. We love you. We love old man over here. He's our man. How good, John Graves. We're back on 102.7 WOKH The Rocket. Your football home since 1989.
How I can remember, and up until probably 5 years ago, I had a 102.7 The Bear shirt.
Yeah.
That was,
I got the banner.
Do you?
Yeah. I've got the old WMQQ banner up in my office. That's a classic.
The Bear. I had that shirt forever. I remember the day you gave me a shirt. I thought I'd gotten a gold mine.
The Bear.
The Hal Goo gave me a shirt,
The
y'all.
Shawnee High School and Corny Corson. How good with the Bear. Let's see what happens here. 4th down 10. Here's Baker. Back to throw. Trips to the left. That's what he's looking. Under pressure. Throws downfield. Looking end zone. It's going to be caught at the 1. I think he was in bounds.
I think he's in bounds. They're going to give him the catch. He's marking it down.
Yeah.
That's a first down.
That's Reynolds. We'll watch that again. Reynolds.
Great play by
That was a
Bo
fantastic
Baker.
play. Look off the left side.
Oh. Hold on. They're going to run fast because they're going to set the ball, and then they set the ball, it starts. Man.
We'll see. We'll call it. We'll call it for you if you see this. This is the instant replay that puts them first and go. Off the right side into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington County. But that play, you could see, he was in bounds. They go for the handoff right side into the end zone.
John
With
McDonald.
Only 12 seconds to go. They go to John McDonald. Touchdown, Washington County.
Big play, Hal, as you saw Nelson County go down the field and score and took a little bit of air out of Washington County. They had 3:25 to go. They were backed up on their 20-yard line and was able to go down and score with just under 12.6 to go.
And now Washington County will line up for the point after. It was real important to get that instant replay in. Washington County able to tiptoe on that line.
Is that Noah Reynolds on that play?
It was. Reynolds with the catch and then McDonald with the score.
Man, we've got some.
And now Will Pettis, the kick is up. And this kick will be good.
Hal, we've got some decisions to make on this Jesse Insurance Player of the Game.
We're going to keep it right here as we're so close to the half, Matt, and go to it in just a few moments. 12.6 seconds to go. It is Washington County 35, Nelson County 14. How good, John Graves. We're glad to have you alongside Pixel Phase Media with Matt Smith. Bubba Craig joining the team this year. Bubba,
Great job.
Great job. Hey, nepotism's our second name here. We love hiring people to kid to us.
Hey.
I'm not kidding any of you guys, but good to have you. You come in here.
Yeah, we're glad to have. But when we was trying to put
You
this,
see your brother-in-law?
brother-in-law, this
nephew
is Maurice's little
or
brother.
cousin? Yeah.
When we were trying to put this together last week, Matt said he needed a camera guy. Bubba was in the golf cart with me, and I said, "Hey, you work a video camera for a little money?" He said, "Yep." I said, "Okay."
That's why you win so many of these golf scrambles. It's Bubba Craig. That's where I've heard that.
He hits the ball a mile now. I'll give him
We're
that.
glad to have you alongside this evening. Our friends with 102.7 WOKH The Rocket. Thanks, Ross Stratton, for joining us on this venture this year where we did it last year. It was Friday nights that had Club 68 radio, but we were also fighting through the COVID-19. And now we've tried to make that challenge by bringing you G&G Productions, working alongside Right Hand with 102.7 FM. There's the kick to Nelson County, and Nelson County take it at the 25, 30, 40, 45, 50. Still on his feet off the right side. 30, all the way down. That's Trevor Beam to the 50-yard line and a flag down. That could be very easily with 2.9 seconds to go. A penalty against Washington County.
That's going to be a frustration play by Washington County Will Pettis, and it looks like he may be down on the play also. You know, the guy's running out of bounds. You just got to let him go, and you can't take that extra step. And Will Pettis is grabbing. I can't tell as hot and humid as it is. I want to think that's a cramp. Yeah, it looks like he's grabbing his knee. And this turf is tough. If you've ever played it in cleats, it's tough, and your cleats will stick from time to time. No, that's a cramp. That's a cramp. That's a cramp. It's hot out there tonight. That field,
very humid.
And how being down that field earlier, what's underneath that field? If you've never been on a turf field, is little black rubber dots, and it just attracts that heat, and it's hot down there. Easily 10 to 15 degrees hotter on surface than it is just off.
Yeah, this turf. Talk about the field down there, because it is that turf-like field, and I mean it's really a field. If it takes a lot of moisture, can handle it.
It does, and I've been blessed to call several games over here for some of the youth programs. It's a beautiful stadium they have here at Nelson County. One of the first teams to really put turf in. It's grass that's laid out, and it's got the little black dots in it, the little rubber pellets. The kids don't like it because it doesn't bounce like regular grass. But from a school perspective, it's maintenance free. You just come out here, you got to rake it a little bit. Very good surface to play on.
Washington County players still down on the field. We'll get to that player in a moment. Hopefully, he'll be able to.
So we can talk about that penalty. Where do they have the ball spotted at?
Right now, it looks like the 10-yard line.
So that'll be a half the distance to the goal. So that's going to put Nelson County first in goal at the 5 with 2.9.
Will Pettis is getting up. Looks like he's going to have some help getting off the field, but he's up making his way off.
Long play.
Not much help.
What is Jackson doing?
Right ankle.
Jackson's coming over to get his kid.
There you go, man.
Hey, I thought there was a cheeseburger over there. I'm going to be honest with you. Jackson was full sprint now, guys.
Jackson Graves.
Look at him. You'll see him.
John Graves.
See him coming to the screen there. I'm telling you. Full sprint.
Well, this is going to be a big call in the Washington County defense. 2.9 seconds to go in the first half.
They didn't give him a penalty.
No, 1st and 10. Whatever the penalty was, maybe it was added to it. It'll be 1st and 10. Nope, I'm going to say 1st and goal. Right on the 10.
2.9, you got time for one play. They're going to try to pick over on this side over here.
There's a snap. Back to throws Briney. Over the middle, it's incomplete.
Yep.
Time will run out. That'll do it. So the first half is complete here at the Bill Broadus Field on the campus of Nelson County High School. Your score, Washington County 35, Nelson County 14. Keep it right here. We'll have some halftime comments coming up for you. We'll tell you what's coming up in the upcoming weeks for not only 102.7 FM, but also G&G Productions. Again, at the half, Washington County leads Nelson County 35-14. High ball, a G&G production.
A warm hello, a friendly smile, real people you're connecting to.
Springfield State Bank offers local banking at the touch of a screen. We've upgraded our internet banking with the latest state-of-the-art technology to offer online chat assistance, notifications, transfers between financial institutions, and much, much more. Our mobile banking has also been enhanced so you can now view check images through the mobile app on your phone and reset your password there as well. You can also log in with your face or thumbprint if your phone has that feature. Springfield State Bank, local banking with world-class service. Your hometown bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Knowing your dreams can come true. Your hometown bank. Built and growing on friendly service. Springfield State Bank.
What's up, football fans? The Springfield, Washington County Economic Development Authority wants to be your one-stop shop for finding a new career. Visit sweda.org/jobs to view current job openings right here in Washington County. Positions ranging from IT specialist, personal care monitor, safety and environmental, quality assurance, and many more. Full-time, part-time, whatever you may be looking for, we have something for you. So visit sweda.org/jobs.
WOKH, Lebanon, Bardstown, Springfield, 102.7 FM, a G&G live free production.
Are you tired of paying rent? Do you dream of owning your own home? Call Lisa, 270-402-4036. Lisa Kearns Realtor, Exit Realty Heartland. Call or text today. Lisa Kearns, the helpful agent.
There's a craving in this instant, disposable world for something authentic, something real. The farmer knows what it means to be real because they face real issues every day. So an insurance agent who can provide real solutions to those problems is something you can hang your hat on. And that's why the farmers of Marion County trust Jesse Insurance. People who understand things only a farmer would.
To hear more about their farm insurance products, stop by 101 South Spalding Avenue in Lebanon, across from the post office, 270-595-0000. Jesse Insurance, the agent with choices. Protect what you sow.
You work hard your entire career. Let Thoroughbred Asset Management help you finish strong and get across the finish line.
We have access to all types of investments. We have the tools and strategies that we need to help make your goals become reality.
And we will work in your best interest to help you succeed.
Come see us here at Thoroughbred and we can help do the hard work for you.
Let me take a moment to tell you about Dr. John T. Isaacs, Jr. Sometimes I'm going to need more than a minute to talk about him. General dentistry and orthodontics in Springfield. I can remember when I was a kid, I'd go to his father, John Isaacs Sr., and that comfortable feeling I had going to the dentist. That's right, that's what I said, comfortable. Sometimes that's a word you don't use with going to the dentist, but I would, especially if it's Dr. John T. Isaacs, Jr. Let me tell you, if you have any type of dentistry that you want to think about that you may need help with, go see one of the best orthodontics around, Dr. John T. Isaacs, Jr. General Dentistry, Orthodontics, 859-336-7680. That's 859-336-7680. Back here at Nelson County High School, Hal Good, John Graves at the half. Washington County leading Nelson County 35-14. Hope everybody's doing well this evening.
You've got to tell me when that camera's on, Matt.
Let's look at this guy. Look at this guy, you know. Picture of health. Hal
That's not a
Good
good
and
angle
John
for me.
Graves here. The famous Bubba Craig
Yeah,
over
we got
here.
to get him a little FaceTime in here.
Bubba Craig over here. You know, again, to our folks on the radio, Bubba Craig helping run one of the cameras here this evening. Just happens to be John Graves' brother-in-law. So you can tell right there. John, look at there. With your family and the lineage there, congratulations. You know, Bubba Craig. I've heard his name somewhere.
Well,
There's
two Bubba
I don't know
Craigs.
if it was for some famous sports or he was in the paper, the Springfield Sun, for prepayables or something like that. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out.
You don't come to Springfield often, so.
Maybe it was Lebanon then under the grand jury report. I can't remember, but I've heard that name somewhere.
We'll take him.
He's a good man. Good man.
Bubba stepped up in a good spot, and we're glad to have him on the camera crew this year.
Really glad to have him on the camera crew. And again, we want to thank Matt Smith, also part of our production group and what he's doing and putting this together. And we'll talk about some of the games that we're going to have coming up for you here in the near future. But, John, let's talk about tonight's game, 35-14. Started out, it was all Nelson County. Boy, they really look good.
Nelson County, you know you can tell they scripted the first 2 or 3 plays, and they'd watched film, and they knew what they wanted to do. 3 plays went down the field for a 60-yard touchdown score, and Washington County kind of caught back on their heels. And on the first series, was able to move the ball a little bit, but turned the ball over on a Latavian Hamilton interception at the 30-yard line, and it was a little back and forth. And then Nelson County lost a little bit of their edge and stopped themselves on 3 straight drives. It wasn't really what Washington County did well. It's what Nelson County didn't accomplish. So, it kind of stalled. Washington County able to put 2 more touchdowns up, one on a great pump fake and go to Jacoby Hughes, another to Will Pettis to put the scoring to 28-7 that point. And then with about 3.5 minutes to go, Nelson County able to catch a strike over to the middle for the score to make it 28-14. And I don't know if you was going to do a scoring summary, but I'm going to do it while I'm in.
Go ahead. You're like butter, man. You're on a roll. Keep going.
So with 3:25 to go, Washington County's got the ball at the 20-yard line, and they're able to go down the field and hit Noah Reynolds just inside the 1 yard line, and then John McDonald's able to tack that on for the score, and that puts us at the 35-14 mark for the halftime. So there's your halftime scoring report. Jimmy Wethington would be proud.
Almost as the quality of Jimmy Wethington.
I'll never get
You're
that
right
level.
there. We're just, Jimmy Wethington and I are two old guys, so we can't let a young whippersnapper like you take advantage. Second quarter, though, in all seriousness, that's when we really saw that movement out of Washington County's defense. Coach Sagerson had to be glad for what he saw.
Absolutely. I think, it's new staff, new gelling there. We talked to several of those pregame, and I think it just had to get some things to go. Washington County, normally when you get to the first game, you've had a couple scrimmages and you've seen yourself on film. They've not had, because of COVID, they've not had that experience. So they got one game last Friday at Eminence, and they was able to see some stuff. So I think, that first quarter was a lot of adjustments, and that's why you've got a staff of 10 to help make those adjustments. And I look for that staff to really step up here and make those adjustments.
You start looking at the second half, you want to try, if you're Washington County, to keep that explosive Nelson County team at bay. How do you do that? I see some really great young ball players on this Nelson County team, especially the sophomores. Briney got a lot of talent about him. I really like Joey Goff. I mean, these are guys that you're not just going to be able to skip around them, that's for sure.
No, and I think they've just got to, Briney, I think, needs to get a little bit more pocket presence and hold the ball, make good decisions. There was a couple turnovers that he made that just didn't put them in good situations and put them behind the sticks. And when you've got a young team, you want to try to stay in front of the sticks. You want 2 and 7 and 3rd and short. You can't handle those 2 and 14 and 3rd and long situations. So you got to try to stay in front of the sticks every time you get a chance. And they've just got to calm down. First game, guys, we're okay, 35-14. We have proven that we can move the ball on Washington County. They've done it several times with some big plays, and Washington County's not really answered those. Every time it's been right over the middle, which is the hurting spot for Washington County.
So if you're Washington County, how do you put this game to rest? You can do it pretty easily offensively in that third quarter of play with a couple more scores. I mean, you lead 35-14, but you got to put some more offense on the board. But how do you control that tempo?
I think the first thing that you've got to do is you're going to get the ball to start the second half. Nelson won and accepted. So you need a long, sustained drive here. Little 3 or 4 yards, pass out to the wings, let Bo kind of get his feet underneath of him. And Washington County, with a young quarterback, needs to stay in front of the sticks. Don't put yourself where you have to throw the ball. Put yourself where you want to throw the ball. That way you can kind of mix it up with a little RPO, give the ball to John McDonald, get it out in the flats to Will Pettis, Noah Reynolds, who's had a whale of a game so far. You've got some receiving cores out there that can catch the ball, and they can do something with it on the backside. So I think you got to put yourself in a position where you're playing offense and not having to play behind the sticks.
Jesse Insurance Player of the Game. Man, it's tough right now.
So we're going to pick a top 5?
I don't know. What do you think? Give me 3 or 4 of them.
I think you've got to put Kobe in there just because of both sides of the ball. He's had a couple really good stops on defense and then a couple of really big touchdowns. Bo Baker's played well and has held his own. His first game as QB1. Noah Reynolds is another one in there. And then I'll take Will Pettis. So I'll give you 4. Bo, Kobe, Will, and Noah Reynolds for Jesse Insurance Player of the Game.
Halftime score, Washington County 36, Nelson County 14. Hal Good, John Graves on hand. Well, up next for Nelson County, of course, they're 3A. Coach Stockdale will be taking on Greene County, and he'll be heading down to Greensburg for that game a week from tonight. It will be a 7 o'clock start for that game. Nelson County taking on the likes of Greene County. Always a tough challenge when you go to Greene County. As far as Washington County next week, it'll be our game of the week here on 102.7 WOKH The Rocket, as well as the game of the week for our Facebook Live, as it'll be Washington County traveling to Thomas Nelson. That game has a 7:30 start. We'll get started around the 7 o'clock mark right here on 102.7 WOKH The Rocket. The rest of our games this year, September the 3rd, Kentucky Country Day. That's a home game for Washington County that we'll be broadcasting. September the 10th, Bethlehem at Newcomb Field in Bardstown. We'll be having that game for you. That'll be a tough game. Bethlehem always, this year anyway, they're going to be a tough team. They've got some players coming back and will be a team to be watched. Marion County on September the 17th. That will be a really good game. We know that big game going on tonight with Marion County, but on the 17th, Marion County travels to Washington County. We'll have that game for you. October 1st, Washington County travels to Trimble County, a game we won't broadcast, but still a game that's a non-district game that should be a tough game for Washington County when you have to travel that far for a game, but it'll be a good one. October the 8th, Washington County starts their district play. Lexington Christian at home. We'll have that game. October 15th and October 22nd, we won't have those games, but those games for Washington County, the 15th, will be the likes of the Danville Admirals, and that'll be at Danville Admiral Stadium in Danville. October 22nd, Somerset, the Briar Jumpers down in Somerset, Pulaski County. That game on the 22nd of October, and then the final game, October 29th, Adair County. We'll have that game. That should be a senior night game that we will be covering right here on 102.7 FM and also the Facebook Live at G&G Productions. Well, we need to get things ready and get set for the second half. Again, your score, Washington County 35, Nelson County 14. High school football, a G&G production.
You work hard your entire career. Let Thoroughbred Asset Management help you finish strong and get across the finish line.
We have access to all types of investments. We have the tools and strategies that we need to help make your goals become reality.
And we will work in your best interest to help you succeed.
Come see us here at Thoroughbred and we can help do the hard work for you.
A warm hello, a friendly smile, real people you're connecting to.
Springfield State Bank offers local banking at the touch of a screen. We've upgraded our internet banking with the latest state-of-the-art technology to offer online chat assistance, notifications, transfers between financial institutions, and much, much more. Our mobile banking has also been enhanced so you can now view check images through the mobile app on your phone and reset your password there as well. You can also log in with your face or thumbprint if your phone has that feature. Springfield State Bank, local banking with world-class service. Your hometown bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Knowing your dreams can come true. Your hometown bank. Built and growing on friendly service. Springfield State Bank.
Live free. G&G Productions. Live free. G&G Productions. If you like what you're hearing or seeing with this high school football game, then don't forget G&G Productions. If you want to be a part of the hottest football action in the area, if you want to get more from your business, you need to advertise with G&G Productions. Call 270-699-6920 or 859-481-2600. It's G&G Productions. It's live and it's free.
At the half, our score again, Washington County 35, Nelson County 14. Let's go downfield to John Graves for a halftime coaches report. John?
Checked in with the coaching staff and said, what did you see? What did you like? And, what they told me was we have to make sure we got to chuck that guy. So the long touchdown score, the guy never got hit and wasn't able to, that's why that score had, we can't give up dumb plays. So that was number one. Number two is they want to run the football. We talked about that several times. Is just run the football, and control the clock. That's what Coach Hack told me over there. On defensively, just more of the same. Just keep everybody contained, keep everything in front of you. I asked him about that first series, and he said that's what not having game reps does to you. You come out here and everybody's got a plan until they got smacked in the mouth, and Washington County got smacked in the mouth 3 straight plays, and that's what hurt them.
John, talk about the players look like they're in great condition coming out. We did see a couple of bangs with Pettis out there in the first half. How's everybody? Give me a little MASH report.
Didn't see anybody that was getting triaged over there, so that's a good sign. The one thing that, Coach Hack and I talked about was the fact that they don't want to throw the ball this much, and they were behind the sticks just like what we talked about our halftime report, and they felt like they had to. You're going to see Washington County really try to control the game and keep the ball and try to keep running. They want to run John McDonald. They want to run Will Pettis. They want to sneak Noah Reynolds out, and then they want to throw to the flats to get Kobe some looks on the outside.
I got to get you back up here, but did he say anything that he wanted to see us do better in this second half?
Control the ball and not make stupid mistakes. Do your job up front. Again, he was not happy about that little chip play that they missed to give up that score. They felt that was, both of the scores they come into was lack of preparation on our side.
Thank you, John. We'll invite you to come back up as we get ready for the second half of high school football from Nelson County. 35-14. Washington County with the lead. So we get ready to get things back underway. Philip Carrico, big hello to you. He's my buddy. Carrico's Body Shop. We appreciate him tuning in this evening. One of our friends tuning in this evening. Some of them that are watching on Facebook Live, we can say hi to you. George Graves. Need you involved. Lee Glasscock, always good to have you there. Judy Stewart, thank you for tuning in this evening. We'd like to hit a good limit on our first night for Facebook Live, so if you know somebody, make sure to like the page that you are on G&G Productions, and also give us a thumbs up. Our guys running the cameras really appreciate that, so if you can like the page, we do appreciate it, and send our guys into a good mood for a Friday evening. Again, we get ready for next week. Tell your friends on 102.7 FM that follow high school football and Facebook Live. Next week we go to Thomas Nelson for all the coverage. We'll start somewhere closer to 7 o'clock next week with all the action. Should be a good evening indeed. Big hello to Joseph Smalley. Joseph, thanks for tuning in this evening. We appreciate you being here. Glad to have you alongside with the WC Proud this evening. Several folks from around the area as we're getting ready to get things geared up for this second half. Trying to keep the games going this year. Moving in the right direction. Washington County will receive, since Nelson County received in that first quarter of play.
Hal, if I learned one thing from COVID, I couldn't have done that last year. I've lost some weight because I can't taste or smell, and I can get back up here and get on the radio and the broadcast without being completely out of breath.
It hit me. I lost 15 pounds, but it sure didn't take me to gain. Swim kick. Washington County trying to come up, tipped up, and called in there by Washington County. It looks like James Warner came up with it.
That is. That was the hands team that looks like it was out there.
So good job. Nelson County, little squib. Commanders able to hang on to it, so they're in great field position for 1st and 10.
I think you're going to see a lot of Lee Glasscock, Jimmy Reed football, just pound the ball, pound the ball, pound the ball.
So Washington County, 2 wideouts to the right, 1 to the left. Baker, out of the shotgun, moving upfield, takes a snap. The fake, the give, I should say. Here's McDonald. McDonald churns away, tries to go downfield, but still pushed back. He'll lose the yard.
That's one thing I'll give to Nelson County. If you're trying to run left or right, they're going to gain tackle, and they've done it well all night long.
Just underway in the second half of play. Washington County pushed back. I think they're going to say they lost 2. Second down and 12. Commanders on their own 40-yard line moving upfield. I like these trips over here on this left side.
I do
Led
too.
by Reynolds. Hughes, wide right. Trips to the left. Here's Baker, looking left. Looking now over the middle. He'll throw incomplete.
Yep.
Intended receiver was Reynolds. Third down, John.
Yeah, I think that was just a miscommunication on what the route should have been. I think he wanted him to go a little bit more flat, and I think he kind of cut it off. If you're watching our broadcast, if you'll do us a favor, hit share. If everybody hit share, we want to hit 100 viewers at one time. Help us out. Hit that share button. Hit that like.
Been close a couple times.
I know. We were grazing earlier. We're at 80. You know, we watch this stuff. We want to see how many people we're talking about.
And if you need a hello, let us know. We'll send out a big hello as well.
Absolutely.
We're glad to do that.
We've got the iPad sitting here so we can see all your comments. And
third and 12.
That's what we like about this is the interaction.
Baker back to throw. Bullet over the middle, incomplete. Looking for Will Pettis. It's fourth down.
Not how you want to start a drive here. Start the second half out.
It's really cooled off nicely here at Nelson County High School, too.
It's as hot on the field as it is in this box.
Is
but
it
it's
really?
15 degrees warmer out, or cooler out in those stands.
Yeah, that little breeze rolling through feels really nice. Stops the clock, 11:03 to go in the third quarter.
As tight as we are in this box, I'm glad I can't smell.
35-14, Washington County. Big fourth down. Baker backs up to punt. Nice punt, high but short. Maybe it'll get a Commander bounce. It does. Wow, 30. 21 to the 20-yard line. Commanders will down it. So Nelson County will start back on the offense. 10:53 to go in the third quarter of play. Washington County 35, Nelson County 14.
Missed opportunity by Washington County as they had a short field off that squib kick. As Nelson County tried to onside it and wasn't able to take advantage of it.
Washington County line back up on the defense. I'd sure love to have that Marion County score.
I would. Is anybody watching? If anybody can fix that.
Skinner would be a good man for that.
Skinner, get on that, please, sir.
You're the man, buddy, if you get that. Here we go, 1st and 10. And it's Bryony with problems with it, and he's going to be stopped, and he's going to be down at about the 15-yard line.
I think he had a low snap, and, well, no, went back to pick it up, and that's a spacing issue with a young team. His running back that was on his back corner just kind of ran right through him.
Second down and 14. Ball on the 16. Paul Bryony, just a sophomore. Thomas Nelson 14, Marion County 0. Going into the third. Thank you, Skinner. Again, a low snap to Bryony, and Bryony comes up with it, but another loss. Let's see if we can't do another instant replay on this, because I'm trying to figure out if this is a low snap or if it's one he's just bobbling back there. Takes the snap. That's a low snap.
It's a low snap, and he's trying to get it back up. Again, that's the spacing and timing issues. Coach Stockdale will get that cleaned up for Nelson County.
Yeah, he can work on that.
Just a bad spot for it to happen right here.
Third down, 18 on the 13. That's exactly what I was going to say. He's getting backed up into a tough spot. Rolls to the right. Pass off the right side, complete at the 22. Knocked out of bounds will be Evan Hicks. Still way shy of the first down, but at least a little breathing room for Paul Bryony.
Yeah, you got to feel like they're going to punt the ball away here, and I look for one of these little running squib kicks, rugby style, I guess it is, which I don't know why they call it rugby. I watched rugby during the Olympics. Man, that's a tough sport.
My son-in-law's from Ireland, and he loves rugby.
I didn't understand a lot of it, but, man, they go after it.
Oh, my. Here we go, fourth down. Looks like this time that Lux will punt it away. Fair catch, and now they'll let it bounce. I know the fair catch out there by Will Pettis, but it's going to take a roll for Nelson County. 30 down to the 20 to the 19. Wow. Great field position tough field position for Washington County. I'm trying to count my yards and talk at the same time.
I'm watching some of these players in reaction after a couple of punts.
How about close to a 60-yard punt? Probably not a 60-yard punt, but about a 25-yard roll.
Hey, it all counts.
It doesn't matter.
It's like golf. It doesn't. Hey, a par is a par. It doesn't matter what it looks like.
Thomas Nelson, 21. Marion County, 0. 11:50 left in the game. Thank you, Skinner.
Appreciate it.
If anybody else has any scores out there, if you'd like to send them to Facebook Live, G&G Productions, we'd love to have them.
Like and share. We're back up to 91, Hal. Got JD DeCincy, some family watching out of Louisville. Appreciate it, brother.
1st and 10 on the 18. Here's Bo Baker. Baker takes the snap. With the give, straight up the middle. Boy, nothing doing. Washington County, 2 steps and a field of dust. Noah Reynolds. Reynolds couldn't get anything going, John.
No, he couldn't, and it looks like the tackle come from the backside. It wasn't even the front push. Your front line held, but the Nelson County's not overly big on. They're big up front, but they're very quick on the edges. This is going to be a good Nelson County team here in a couple years.
2nd down, 13. All on the 16. 35-14. Washington County leading Nelson County. Here's Baker. Back to throw. Bullet right side. Complete. 20. Down to the 25-yard line. He was almost up and on the way, and he is Hughes. Hughes, a nice gainer.
I'm going to tell you what, he was a missed arm tackle away from being to the house. Oh, so close.
3rd down now. I'm going to say 3rd and 6.
That's manageable. Again, Washington County doing a little better on managing and not getting behind the sticks on this one.
How about 3rd and 5?
How about 3rd and 4? I'll take that.
I'll keep going. See what Washington County do with this. Some trips to the left. Hughes is going to go wide to the right. Here's Baker, the keeper, right tackle, upfield.
Fall forward, young
28
man.
to the 30. I think he got there by just falling forward at the 29.
I think
he
you
got
did
the
too.
first down.
That's a designed run.
First down, Washington County.
That's a designed run. That's just a cross block and just a designed run, it looked like, for Washington County.
Well done. Clock continues to run. Sweet a scoreboard update. 7:42 to go in the 3rd quarter. 35-14. Washington County leads Nelson. Don't forget, we have our Jesse Insurance Player of the Game coming up after this game.
Jesse Insurance post-game report, too?
Don't know. Don't think so.
Huh.
We may have that a spot available for someone. Hughes comes up with it. Hughes 30 down to the 31. He may get back to the original line of scrimmage.
I'm going to tell you what, very athletic play there by Kobe Hughes. As that ball was thrown behind him, he was able to turn around and get it and then march upfield and keep his feet moving. He turned about a 3-yard loss into a 1-yard gain.
2nd down and 9. Okay, here it goes again. I wonder if our producer, are you on the air, producer? Oh, man, I love listening to you. Look at Hughes. Here he is, left side, 32. And Dr. John Isaacs thanks you too, Mr. Producer. Here we go. 2nd and 9. Straight up the middle. Baker, 35, 36, 37-yard line.
And
I take that back. That was not. Yes, it was. It was Baker. Thought maybe he was able to get rid of it, but boy, that's a nice run. This kid can run too, John.
He can. I really think that middle's wide open, and those little quick hitters. You've got a big line up there. Jackson Graves runs 6'2", about 270. John Baker's a little short, but he, very stout, about 290. And then you got Chandler Ballard, who is a freshman, has come in, and he's held his own at that guard spot.
Thank you, Felix King. We appreciate you. Get us about 3 more people to listen tonight. It'll make our goal. We'll score. Here's Baker. Right side, tipped away by Nelson County. Now that is an athletic move.
Trevor Beam on that one.
Let's look at it again. Man, what a move. I mean, just a great play. And, man, the athletic jump he made to smack it away. Very good. Hey, we hit our goal. Thank you all.
That's what we wanted.
We hit our first game goal tonight. And still climbing.
Who's down?
Timeout. And looks like an injury. Look like that. We'll see if we can't get that.
I want to say,
Is that Baker?
no,
Is that? Looks like that's a.
I think it's Reynolds.
Looks like they are also a cramp in the leg.
Yeah,
trying to
that's a
work it
cramp.
out.
That's a cramp.
Trying to work it out. Well, the last time, and again, thank you all very much. Breaking 100 the first night is a great goal for us on Facebook. And then in the 32nd year of doing these ball games, 102.7 WOKH, we appreciate it too. Back then it was 102.7 it was WISB, but we were WMQQ when we first started. It had some great games and trying to bring back some of the things we did back then.
Wow. And how I seem to remember a station on Bardstown Road out there by St. Catherine.
That was us.
I remember
in that little brick house out there.
I remember that. I do.
Yeah, that was some good times back there. We had famous people like Roger Gribbins a part of that broadcast. Oh, Roger, who works for WBRT now. He does a great job. So we had a lot of fun back then.
For those that called our broadcast late, you're probably maybe wondering why I look like a giant pea out there on the field. I'd like to take a couple seconds. Wearing green tonight, Rob Reeder, who's battling cancer, head coach at Marion County. There's my big green shirt. So I wanted to wear green for him tonight as he's fighting his battle. I know he was able to make it to the game tonight, and that was one of his goals, was to get there. I think their last score update we had was like 14 or 21 to nothing.
21-0.
A lot of emotion over there. So Rob Reeder's family, we just big shout out, much love to you all. We're praying for you, and we've got your back. When you get around these football teams, you're one big family. And I know the athletic directors over at Nelson, and I talked to Mike Holt, who's the interim head coach over there at Marion County, and it's a tough spot. But best wishes, Coach. We love you, and we're praying for you, and we got you.
Yeah, thank you for giving us other things to think about, like love and life and family and children and just the stuff we should be doing. Rob, we appreciate you, and we're just wishing you all the best, and hopefully your health will regain soon. We can't wait to see you at the Marion-Washington County game.
Reeder strong.
Reeder strong.
So,
players up and going.
Yep.
So we're in good shape. Washington County is back after it on a 4th down and 3, and it looks like they are going to go for it. But Bo Baker is the punter as well. Kind of a touchy position to go or not, but they go for it. They go over right side, Nelson County all over Baker.
Yep.
Oh, I will say this. Excellent job by the Cardinals.
Yep, they went to the well one time too many, and I think it was Cameron Turner that just kind of grabbed him from that backside tackle position.
No question. Excellent job by Nelson County. So Nelson County, now they take over in good field position. I will tell you, this game's way from over. Washington County leads 35-14. That's your SWETA scoreboard, SWETA.org /jobs.
But Nelson County has proven they can easily score, and they can do it in a hurry.
There's the snap. There's the give. Left side we go with Golf. Downfield, 31, close to the 30.
And how that play is huge because it gets them in front of the sticks. You're talking about a 3 or 4 yard run, but now they can kind of open up and they don't have to throw the ball. They can just run that little middle slant.
It'll be 2nd down and 6. 35-14. Washington County leading Nelson County. Linda Bean, thanks for listening. That was a great job, Nelson County.
Same play.
Here we go. Nope, it's going to be in and around. Coming from the far side, Hicks, and he's got space. Downfield 25, downfield 20. Look at him go. To the 10, inside the 10, to the 9. Excellent run.
And that was set up by the play in front of it to get him in front of the sticks when you got that little misdirection. KCD does that better than anybody.
Well, that was just a great play. Good run. Good hard run in there by Hicks. 1st and goal, Nelson County, they go right to work. Looks like they did go with the give to Golf. Not waiting around, starting to play. From the pile on the bottom of it comes Golf. So it will be 2nd down and go from the 6. Nelson wanting to punch it in there.
And they've still plenty of time left in this game as you're 4:15 to go here in the 3rd quarter of play.
2nd down and 6. Nelson County's Paul Briney, sophomore, out of the shotgun, takes a snap. Give to Goff. Goff downfield this time, Washington County on him. He may have got a yard, but he didn't get much more than that.
Waylon Young, and then we've got another player down, and Waylon's going to be cramps. He had cramp coming into that play.
It's third down.
He rolled over immediately.
We've held our 100 viewers for a long time on Facebook Live, so
should
we
we
are
get
very
greedy?
thankful. That's great.
Should we get greedy and go for 120?
I don't know. This game's going to get going pretty good here. Nelson scores here in a minute. We're going to have us a ball game. I'm telling you we are.
Waylon Young, the injured Washington County commander. Cramps.
3:50 to go in the third quarter. 35-14 is your score. We'll keep it right here a moment because they're working on the Washington County injured player. We thank you so much for tuning in. 102.7 WOKH The Rocket and also Facebook Live. Easy to be a part of our Facebook team. Just go to GNG Production.
On Facebook.
And that is like a G and an N and a G. All small letters. Thanks to Shorty Lassiter for coming up with the name. You know?
Yeah, can you pull that up? Can you pull that logo up while we're stretching this
can
kid?
you? Can you? But she...
The logo.
Anyway, she came up with that idea, and we appreciate her. And if you join our Facebook page, we'll remind you every broadcast that we do.
Yeah.
So we can do that.
Help us by the best way you can do it is like what you're watching now, share what you're liking now, and then go click that button at the top and go like GNG Productions. And as you and I have talked, and they're getting ready to get started, we'll talk about that in a little bit.
RWOKH.FM. That's easy to do. Looks like they're going to go third down and goal on the 6. Good to see Waylon up. Back with Briney. Takes the snap. Little flip. We're going off the right side. Headed to the end zone. Touchdown, Nelson County. Big run by Evan Hicks. He had the big run to set it up, and he'll take it in for the 6 for Nelson. And just like that, Washington County still the lead, but it's 35-20.
And I tell you what, Noah Reynolds had him there at the 1, and I'd like to see Noah break down like he does in basketball in that guard play and just power through him.
Thomas Nelson leads Marion County 27-7.
8:11 to go in that one.
Let's see what Nelson County can do with that. We've got Washington County and Thomas Nelson next week. We're going to keep up with that one. Set, kick, up. It's good. Right down the middle. Nothing but the middle of the uprights. 35-21, Washington County. 3:33 to go in the third. High school football, a G&G production.
Live free. G&G Productions. Live free. G&G Productions. If you like what you're hearing or seeing with this high school football game, then don't forget G&G Productions. If you want to be a part of the hottest football action in the area, if you want to get more from your business, you need to advertise with G&G Productions. Call 270-699-6920 or 859-481-2600. It's G&G Productions. It's live and it's free.
Well, it was only about a 1.5 yard run, but it was good for 6 points for Nelson County. Nelson County still trailing, but it's 35-21. Washington County with the lead, and 3:33 to go in the third. We got a lot of time here.
A lot of time here.
Plenty.
Looks like Hand's team is on for Washington County.
Oh, I would think it would be a short kick, but Coach Stockdale may decide to kick it away. I've watched Nelson County. I've had their games the past 3 years, and they are much improved. They kick it away. Hughes at the 15, 20. Hughes still off the right side. Gets to the probably about 17. No, excuse me, the 25. So Hughes, a pretty good run back. Washington County in not bad field position. They'll start out 1st and 10.
This is where it's going to get interesting, Howard, because I still see Waylon Young over there on the 10-yard line across the field being stretched. So that means he's not in. So they've got, looks like Trayshawn is on this tackle. Trayshawn, Chandler Ballard, John Baker, and Ethan Bird are your linemen. But Waylon carries a lot of weight up front.
Away we go with Baker, the pass. Hughes, the catch. Hughes upfield, 30, 35, 40. A ball pops loose, and Nelson County has it. Hughes gets the first down. We'll watch this one again. But he couldn't hang on to it. A Dr. Isaac's dentistry replay. Hughes has it, but look at there, John.
Yep, they're just able to strip it out from underneath his hands. And, you know, Kobe's a strong young man, just trying to fight for those extra yards and fight for his team. Guys,
that's why I say this
field.
game is getting interesting. If you're a Nelson County fan, don't go anywhere. Call your neighbors that are fans, because this Nelson County team, they're not going anywhere. They're back to the way they played the first 50 seconds of this game.
48 seconds. I don't even think they get that 48 seconds.
Yeah. Here's Briney. The snap, the fake. He keeps it. Look at him go. Scats off that left side. 30, 25. Still on his feet to the 24. First down, Nelson County. Big run, big first down by the Cardinals. Sophomore Paul Briney on the keeper.
You know, Washington County needs to be very careful here. They need to step their defense up.
Quick score. They're right back in this one. Nelson County, they're going to send Zach Moore wide to the right, wide out to the left. Here's Briney that gives to the big fella. Here we go with Golf. Big Joey Golf downfield. 20, maybe the 19. I think he got in the red zone.
I think he did too. They got him marked right inside the 20.
So got him at the, I think they got it sitting right at the 20. We'll give him that. Second down and 6. So second down and 6. On the 20. The fake. The pass. It's caught off the right side. Downfield to the 10. Inside the 10 is Evan Hicks for another first down, Nelson County.
Good open field tackle by Tristan Lydian for Washington County.
How about Hicks turning it on here in the second half? He's doing it all, and Washington County's going to call. Is that a timeout or a player injured?
I'm going to say it's a timeout.
Timeout.
Eric's got his hat off.
Yeah, we'll take a timeout as well. 2:03 to go in the third. 35-21. Washington County leads Nelson. High school football, a G&G production.
To a farmer, a handshake is as good as a contract, and a man's word is something you can actually build on. So to have an insurance agent who's accountable, trustworthy, and dedicated to providing the best customer service possible, well, that sure does go a long way. And that's why the farmers in Lebanon trust Jesse Insurance.
To hear more about their farm insurance products, stop by 101 South Spalding Avenue, across from the post office. Call 270-595-0000. Jesse Insurance, the agent with choices. Protect what you sow.
One of Diageo's newest additions is right here in Lebanon. Do you have an intense sense of ownership and a strong desire to master the bourbon production process? If so, Diageo may be the company for you. The Diageo Lebanon Distillery is now hiring for bourbon production experts. For more information, please visit the Lebanon Marion County Career Center at 516 Workshop Lane or apply online at www.diageo.com.
Putting people back to work. This is brought to you by the Marion County Industrial Authority.
There's the snap. It's going to be the give to Golf. Golf downfield again to the 7 to the 5. They are lining it up. They got to get all the way to the 1, though, John, for a first down. But Nelson County really moving. It looks like they're going to say a knee down at the 5, maybe the 6. Officially, they're going to call it the 5. So 2nd down and 5. But again, they've got to get right to the 1-foot line for a first down.
Which is not good for Washington County because that gives them an extra set of downs.
Yes.
I'd rather them be inside that 10.
1:20 to go in the 3rd quarter. There's a snap. They give to Cox. Right side, spins around.
He's going to be
3 to the 2. He didn't get the first down.
They're going to give him the.
Well, let's see where they spot it.
I think it's going to be close, but I think they're calling it 3rd down. Or was it already 3rd?
No, it'll be 3rd down. That was 2nd and 5.
We got another injury.
No, I don't know. I think they're going to. Oh, yeah, we do got we got Nelson County player down now.
This is football in
Yeah,
late
early
August.
football.
This happens every year.
The humidity, Kentucky humidity, I believe that's big golf out there. It's getting up very slow. Nope, not golf.
Turner. Good crowd on hand. Washington County sidelines are full. I think if the coaches just bring their family, it would fill up an entire section over there.
Maybe we got to charge them at home games to get in, you know. It would help the athletic department budget.
It would. It would.
Under a minute to go in the 3rd. Nelson County just right on the edge of scoring.
This would be a big stop for Washington County.
3rd down and 1 on the 2.
Big
They're
boy.
going to line up close.
Big boy set here.
Yeah, golf's in there.
He got the first down, and he got a touchdown.
He got the first down. Touchdown, Nelson County. Well, Washington County fumbled the ball, gave it to Nelson, and they knew just what to do. Their second score here in the 3rd quarter of play makes it Washington County 35, Nelson County 27.
Uncle Mo is on Nelson County's side as you're
Without a
watching.
doubt.
I'm watching kind of the delayed play we've got here, and you see Washington County with a lot of hanging heads and swinging arms, and Nelson County's got a little swagger about them right now.
Lux with the point after. They'll kick it away. Players trying to get on the field. They may have to call a timeout. No, they're going to get it off. Here they go. Beam with the hold. Kick is up through the uprights. That's good. Yeah, this ball game's getting tighter. 42 seconds to go in quarter number 3. Washington County 35, Nelson County 28. High school football, G&G production.
Snap, snap, snappy tomato pizza.
We make your pizza with our authentic recipe.
Snappy tomato pizza.
Hand stretch the dough and it's made fresh daily.
Snappy tomato pizza. Snappy tomato pizza.
I'm ready for a snappy tomato pizza right now. 111 East Main Street in Springfield. Call 859-336-9888 or order online at snappytomato.com.
Well, it was about a 2-yard run for the touchdown as Nelson County were able to score with Joey Goff. Extra point good. John Graves, 35-28 Washington County. But Nelson County have really closed this one in.
They have, Hal, and if you look back, I mean, it's, they put up 14 straight in this 3rd quarter. Washington County's got to do something with this possession. They do not want to give the ball to Nelson County and let them tie this ball game up. They really have got to put a long, sustained drive in and get a score out of it.
Nelson County kicks it away. Washington County's Will Pettis takes it at the 1. Here he goes. Upfield, 13, 14, 15, 16, and he is nailed by Evan Hicks. Where was he in the first half? Hicks has done it all out there.
I don't.
What a player.
Did they leave him in the locker room at first half and he
no.
woke up?
Maybe he played the first half at Bardstown. He came over, though. He's done it all. He's played hard. He's had a great second half for this Cardinal ball club.
I see Waylon Young in there for Washington County, but he doesn't look like he feels real great.
Washington County's moved the ball well, but that last fumble was one they wish they had to. I bet they wish they had that play again.
Yep.
So let's try it again. 1st and 10. They're on their own 16. A little movement, but that may be because of Washington County. I'll let the officials call.
Yep.
Baker claps his hands.
You're going to get Chandler Ballard on that one. Freshman, again. He's held his own at that guard position tonight, so you can't knock him. But, they've worked on that tremendously in practice this week, trying to get working off different sounds just to give them a different look.
34-7, Thomas Nelson leading Marion County. 5:30 to go, and now another flag down.
False start. Looks like Kobe jumped offside. Guys, we're going to be 1st and 20, and the ball's going to be on the 6-yard line.
Not the way you would want to play. As well if you played the first half. Washington County have made that many mistakes in the third quarter of play. Yeah, they're getting pinned back. 1st down and 20. John the Market officially on the 6. There's a snap. The pass. Baker looking. It's going to be caught by Washington County at the 25. Nope, incomplete.
He almost had it. He's right there on his fingertips and just couldn't come up with it.
Zach Moore with the defense.
Almost.
Is that Reynolds?
Yep. Reynolds almost had it and just Moore was able to slap it away there at the last second.
Yeah, couldn't come up with it. 35-28. Washington County. We'll get the scoreboard right. Sorry about that, folks. We'll get it all squared away. It's hard to make a cake that you haven't made in 12 months. Yeah, maybe 10 months. Back we go. Baker gets rid of it. Incomplete.
Ooh.
Intended on the far side for Noah Reynolds. 3rd down, John.
Baker had a lot of time to sit back there in that pocket and throw. Third down. I'm going with the shoulder fake shutter to Kobe over here on the right side.
Well, let's see what happens. Well, you're talking about pinned back. 3rd down and 20, still on the 6-yard line of Washington County. Moving right to left, upfield.
You're going to have to get a time. They got to get a play in here.
Yeah, or they're going to get another flag. Time is running out.
Got to go.
Baker takes the snap. Back to throw. Looking deep. Off the right side. Hughes comes up with it. At the 29, a flag down.
I think that's going to be
He'll get all the
defensive.
way to the 40.
I think that's going to be defensive pass interference.
Let's see.
Never mind. Nope, Eric has lost his mind.
Nope. Yeah, let's take another look at this. Because they're going to call offensive pass interference, I believe. Look at that. Hughes was off to the races.
And he's got a cramp down there at the 40.
Yeah, Hughes is still down.
Now, hold on.
Let's see what they call here.
Pass interference defense.
Boy, that's a break.
Yeah, that is. You kind of look for coach's reaction sometime, and I've been around Eric a lot. That was not we got the call reaction.
Well, he threw his hat down. His face was as red as his shirt. He was hot over there.
Do you think we can get, he's a Louisville fan. Do you think we can get him in some red pants like Coach Stockdale over here? I want to see Eric pulling off the red pants.
Probably not tonight.
Cliff Peak, thank you. We are up to 115 views. I'd love to get to 120. Like, share, and get this poster rolling.
Cliff Peak's the man.
He is.
Tell you. He's a head start man. Thank you for what you do for the community over there, and we're sure tickled to have you watching this one, buddy.
Absolutely. Thank you, Cliff.
And thanks for everybody listening in tonight on 102.7. Many years associated with 102.7.
That's the play you needed if you're Washington County, is to get out of the end zone over there.
Well, what a break. What a break. Moving downfield with Bo Baker. Baker, pass right side, complete to Reynolds, and he breaks loose. Reynolds, 30. Reynolds, 28. Reynolds, 26. 1st down, Washington County.
He was one of the 4, And him and Kobe doing big things here exactly when Washington County needed it.
Just 3 seconds to go in the third quarter. And that'll stop, and that'll be it. So third quarter complete. Sweetest scoreboard. Washington County 35, Nelson County 28. They'll put 12 on the scoreboard, and we'll be back. High school football, a G&G production.
What's up, football fans? The Springfield, Washington County Economic Development Authority wants to be your one-stop shop for finding a new career. Visit sweta.org/jobs to view current job openings right here in Washington County. Positions ranging from IT specialist, personal care monitor, safety and environmental, quality assurance, and many more. Full-time, part-time, whatever you may be looking for, we have something for you. So visit sweda.org/jobs.
We love talking about Dr. John T. Isaacs Jr. around here.
Twinkie?
Now, Twinkie.
Okay.
Twinkie Toes is a buddy of mine, but he's also my dentist. I know old Matt Smith was telling me how he just did a crown for him. Well, let me tell you, when you get old like me, you got 3 or 4 of them in your mouth. And when you got that going on, that type of action, you need somebody that knows what they're doing when they're maneuvering around there. That's why I like going to Dr. John T. Isaacs Jr. Elaine Downs does my teeth cleaning. And, anytime I go see Elaine, I kind of feel like, that I've been in a fist fight with one of her brothers because I don't floss enough, but I need to.
I know. We all need to.
Let me tell you, if you need some good advice or somewhere good to go, Dr. John D. Isaacs
Or just
Jr.
good conversation.
Or if you want to buy a commercial and I do it live, you can do that too because you never know what you're going to get. But you know what you're going to get at Dr. John T. Isaacs Jr., DMD, General Dentistry, and Orthodontics. 859-336-7680. That's 859-336-7680. I love doing live commercials. We need to do more of them. Thank you for opening night, where we get to do commercials live. All right, here we go. 1st and 10 on the 27 of Nelson with the give McDonald. Look at him go. McDonald on the fake. Gets down to the 25. That's where he'll be stopped.
I'm going to tell you, by looking at some of these linemen, we're going to have a banana party at my house next Thursday night. All the banana smoothies they can drink.
Washington County 35, Nelson County 28. Folks, this game is far from over.
Brandon Jones.
Here we go. I'll let you get to that one in a minute. 2nd and 9. Here's Baker. Baker the snap. Trips to the left. He'll throw to the left. It's going to be complete. Coming up with it's Jack Pettis. Pettis downfield to the 20. Knocked out of bounds at the 21.
Yep, I'm reading some of these Facebook comments, and Casey Purdom says they need to get some salts and salty Gatorade and some bananas, and absolutely they do in a Gatorade cooler. And Brandon Jones, you remember how Coach Glasscock used to mix that Gatorade up. He'd stick his hand down in there and give it a good twirl, and we drank it. That's where the sodium come in.
I thought the sodium came from the tobacco juice he spit in there.
Maybe that was for flavoring.
Okay. 3rd down and 2 on the 19. They really need a score here. Here's Baker. Baker the fake. Nice fake. Lays his head down. I think he's going to get the first down again. You give him 3 yards, I think you're right. With his height and his bulk, he can make it happen. Let's see if he gets in there.
I think so.
Yep,
I like
got it. They're moving the flags. So 1st down, Washington County. Players hitting up slow.
Who's that down? That's Waylon Young again.
Yeah, Young's had some problems tonight.
Yep. It's hard on, I'm going to tell you what, it's hard on us big guys in this heat out there. And Waylon's one that's going both ways. We talked about the depth of that offensive, defensive line. Waylon is one that's going, he's going both ways where everybody else is just kind of going one side. And I even see John McDonald over there kind of in a crouch position, making sure he's stretching.
We want to remind everyone listening and those that are watching on Facebook Live, a week from tonight, we'll be at Thomas Nelson High School. Thomas Nelson looking to pick up their first win as they travel to Marion County. So Thomas Nelson will be hosting Washington County. We'll start around 7 o'clock on 102.7 FM, WOKH, and also Facebook Live. Go to G&G Productions and join.
So we got to give we do. Gina Abel called us out. Thank you, Gina. You can see the student section over there. Bubba, if you want to pan over to our fans, the color of orange and green. That's our student section over there. Big shout out for them coming over here to Bardstown tonight on a pretty humid night and enjoying their Commanders. That we love that team spirit.
I grew up with a lot of characters, but I wish I could have grown up with a friend named Bubba Craig.
You got him now in life.
He would have liked Hillbilly Jim. Here we go off the left side. 1st and 10. Washington County may get a couple on that. Little handoff, straight up the middle. I don't know if we'll get that much. The run was John McDonald. Gosh, dang, I said 1 or 2. Looks like none.
Nothing going.
So nothing going. 2nd down 10. 10:36 to go in this game. Washington County leads 35-28. So as I mentioned a moment ago, this game's far from over. Call your neighbor and friend and tell them to jump on board.
Washington County has to punch this ball in. You know, momentum has swung both ways tonight. Nelson County's had it. Washington County can take it from them, but they're going to have to punch it in to do it.
There's a snap. Back to throw is Baker. Looking deep and nobody home. Somebody didn't go the right pattern.
Kobe running in instead of running a wheel route.
3rd down.
We'll take it. Appreciate everybody joining us tonight. This is the new medium.
Well, it's a great way to be able to hit that many the first night, so thank you all very much. Tell your family and friends about it. Again, Thomas Nelson takes on Washington County next week. Looks like I thought somebody else was down over here, so it looks like they're going to say that.
And how, one of the reasons we do it on Facebook is so we get this interaction. If you're watching, you see something you want us to do, shoot us a message.
Washington County jumps off sides, far side. I don't think anybody pulled them off. Far side, Will Pettis getting caught.
So the thing about the offsides in high school is if you move, you're guilty. Unless they cross and touch, you move, you're guilty.
So that'll cost them 5, and that moves it back.
Just more
3rd
room.
down and 15.
Just more room for Baker to work.
3rd down and 15, moving downfield. Washington County on the Nelson 20. Baker back to throw, out of pressure. Now he'll run with it. Left side, look at him go. Down to the 15, to the 14. He's hit hard, knocked out of bounds.
Popped right back up.
4th down.
You know you're going for it on this one.
Oh, yeah, you got to go for it. So we'll see. If he went out of bounds, the clock shouldn't be running.
Yeah.
But it looks like he must have. Because I don't see it running. So here we go. 4th and 9 on the 14.
A little shoulder fake here, boys.
2 wide outs to the right, 2 to the left. Here's Baker, the snap. Back to throw. Looking right. Airs it out. Has Hughes. Hughes couldn't come up with it. Incomplete.
We don't get a bump on that one?
Boy, he was bumped a lot in there.
We didn't get a bump on that one?
We'll watch it again so we can get a good see this on the Dr. Isaacs Dentistry instant replay. I don't know if we were able to get the camera view in the corner. Nope, it'll be tough. There it is.
A lot of bumping there. A lot of bumping there. They let them play on that one, guys. Gosh, that one hurts.
So that will give it back to Nelson County. So let me lay it out for you pretty simple. 9:51 to go in this game. Washington County leads 35-28. Nelson County will have the ball on their own 14, moving upfield. And they have been moving the ball well in quarter number 3. Here's the give over right side. They go to Goff. Briney gives the handoff.
And I'm going to tell you, that's the first time Washington. Sorry.
I'm sorry. Looks like maybe no gain, John. Go ahead.
That's the first time Washington County's been able to stop that play. Normally they've been able to hit that for a quick 3 or 4 yards. And, they pick up a couple there, but it's not that big hitter that they've normally had.
It's like they're going to say a gain of 2. 2nd down 8. Clock continues to run.
Thank you, Mr. Purdom. We kind of handy with that instant replay, too. We really like that feature.
Here we go off the left side. Pass. Incomplete. That time, Bryony was looking for Zach Moore and just almost grounded it. So 3rd down and 8.
Saw Will Pettis breaking on that one late.
Third down. Clock stops. Nelson County regrouping.
It's been a long game.
Approaching 10 o'clock.
On the East Coast. We get to say that now. We got people in Texas watching. Approaching 10 o'clock on the East Coast.
Hey, listen, I only know one East in Texas. You know what that is. Here we go with Bryony. He's caught. Oh, he breaks loose, and he's caught again. I thought he was going to get away. He's been such a crafty little ball player.
Bo Baker with the
Bo
sack.
Baker really hit him hard over there.
Big stop for the Commanders.
So 4th down. So that's a big stop. You're right, it is. Because it's just about a mandatory punting situation, but you just don't know.
You don't know. I mean, they've got a little momentum on their side. They've been able to move the ball in spots tonight.
Bethlehem wins tonight. Bethlehem defeats Providence, Indiana, 48-7. I think Bethlehem's going to be good this year.
Yep.
Hold on to your hats.
We'll have that game on September the 10th. No,
Good ball
September
players.
the 17th.
Good ball players. 4th and 11. You see Lux back in just on the 1-yard line. Takes the snap, kicks it away. Short kick. Well, great roll. It's about the 38 and rolls to the 45, 46-yard line. That's where we'll see Washington County start out. 1st and 10. Sweetest scoreboard. 8:04 remaining in this one. Washington County 35, Nelson County 28.
Our scoreboard watcher, Mr. Skinner, can you get me a Marion County Thomas Nelson score, sir?
It was about done. Thomas Nelson was able to come up on that one, and I think they've closed that one, but I haven't seen the final yet. Thanks to the numbers on Facebook Live. We hope tonight you tell your friends about the broadcast, and this is going to be a memorable year. Here's Baker on 1st and 10. Pass off the left side. Goes over into the hands of Reynolds, but just out of reach.
Yeah, he just kind of misjudged that one.
2nd down 10.
This is go time for the Commanders.
They need to move the ball, let some air out of the clock, and head back down to Springfield on Highway 150 and go home for the evening. And if they want to come to the house and celebrate my twins' 2nd birthday, we're going to have cake tomorrow at 1 at the Good household. Here's the give, right side. McDonald breaks loose. Downfield to the 44, 43. That's where he'll be stopped. He didn't get much. He's a tough rascal, though, I'll tell you.
I just wish we had a picture of the twins to throw up on the screen tonight so everybody can see how cute these guys are.
Oh, man. Don't worry, if you stop by my house, I got plenty of pictures to show you. Yeah, there's something. Flag down the play, John. I didn't see it.
Where is it?
Well, nope, no flag. Cancel that.
That's that yellow paint. Yellow. I've got to work on my
Cancel that.
pronunciations. Yellow.
3rd down and 9 on the 44 of Nelson. 7:15 to go. Still plenty of time. There's a snap. Baker back to throw. Baker off the pass, right side. Incomplete. Looked again to Noah Reynolds. Couldn't come up with it. It's 4th down.
And he was wide open if Bo just get that pass. And I'm not knocking Bo on that one whatsoever. Pass has just been a little bit off tonight. In a couple spots, they've been right on most of them.
Is this a situation where on 4th down and 9 on the Nelson 44, you go for it?
I think you punt this one away. I think you do that little squib kick, and I think you get rid of it.
Baker back to punt. Punts it away.
And hope it stops dead.
Gets a roll at the 20 to the 10, all the way down to the 5, and there to stop it's Jack Pettis.
Great awareness of where you are in a football game by Jack Pettis to get downfield as a gunner and down that ball and let it roll out as far as you can.
6:55 to go in this one. We're going to take an ID. High school football, a G&G production.
WOKH, Lebanon, Bardstown, Springfield, 102.7 FM, a G&G live free production.
Are you tired of paying rent? Do you dream of owning your own home? Call Lisa, 270-402-4036. Lisa Kearns Realtor, Exit Realty Heartland. Call or text today. Lisa Kearns, the helpful agent.
Nelson County, they are backed up 1st and 10 on their own 3. Here we go off the left side. Briney trying to get some space. 5-6 to the 7. And looks like he'll be stopped at the 7-yard line. Pettis on the stop.
Now we're under this 7-minute mark. We really got to start talking about Jesse Insurance Player of the Game.
Sarge Pollock, my buddy at Jesse Insurance, wants to make sure a player knows that they're important to their agency.
June Tatum is watching from Colorado.
Well, how about that?
That's Mountain Time.
Here we go. Right side, the pass incomplete. Big Hughes puts a hand on it. I appreciate Cliff Peak.
I know, he's on it tonight.
He's on it. Getting up to 131 viewers.
We get some of our swag in. We may have to hook up Cliff Peak.
No question about it. He can be like them Kardashian girls, you know. They tweet out and Facebook out. And what do you call them people?
Influencers.
That's what you call them.
You called them 9 different things.
Yeah. Just the things the FCC would allow me to do.
That's exactly right.
Facebook won't block me on. Pass over the middle, incomplete.
Dodged one
I
there.
admire Paul Briney. He's trying to make something of nothing. He is backed up deep in his territory. 6:05 to go in this one. 35-28. Washington County leading Nelson County, but no give up in Nelson County.
No, this team has fought their butts off tonight. I know they're a young team.
Sure have.
It doesn't matter what happens with this game. Nelson County is going to be a force to reckon with over here.
You'll want to stay tuned because we'll have the post-game show coming up, the Jesse Insurance Player of the Game, and the coach's post-game show. John Graves will be making that happen. Here we go with Nelson County to punt it away on 4th and 5. High punt. And I think it will hit at the 45. Washington County will let it bounce to their own 45, and that's where they'll take over. Sweetest scoreboard alert. 5:54 to go in this one. Washington County 35, Nelson County 28. Hal Good, John Graves, our friends at Pixel Phase Media, and Bubba Craig. All on hand for this one tonight. Thanks to our friends at 102.7 WOKH The Rocket. And don't forget Facebook Live, high school football at G&G Production. Go to G&G Production and we'll make you a friend. Even if nobody likes you, we'll make you a friend.
Javante Wright says, Bo and Kobe looking huge out there. Brandon Jones says, John, you're okay at this. I don't know how to take that statement, Hal. Thank you, Brandon. Appreciate it. John Madden Graves.
Left side, McDonald. Stopped for no gain. It's going to be second down. I think you got to try and let some air out of this ball for Washington County. You know, keep the ball on the ground, but Nelson County's made that difficult. But I don't know if I like a McDonald run. I like Hughes. But, you know, you've got him out there at the tight end or at the wide receiver on this one. I don't know. I even like Baker on the keeper.
I do too.
Second down 9.
Also like the center not getting blown up in there.
Baker, McDonald, making it go. 50, 45, 40. Look at him go. 30, down to the 20, headed to the 10, still on his feet to the 3. First down, Washington County. Boy, that's what they needed.
That's exactly what they needed.
Here's the instant replay. All off the left side, broke a couple of tackles, then on his way, running free, all the way to first and goal.
Was he live free on that one? That was a
It was
live
live
free.
free,
That was
man.
live free, live free run right there, wasn't it?
We couldn't use live action, so we had to go live free. I think live action's already been taken.
I think
Bubba Craig's friend took that from us, catching them snapping turtles years ago. You know that guy, Bubba? He does. I thought they'd be your neighbor or something. He's a good man. Player down the field. That's
John McDonald on that one got kind of tripped up and come up with a
But what a run by McDonald. He was off and running, so it just shows the power he has and the explosiveness that he can make happen.
And I tell you how, if I can get just a little picky on this one, I think he kept turning his head looking. I think he just looks at that pylon and runs right to it. He scores there.
Yeah.
So, but that's fine. You know, these kids, you know, football's a rough sport. You want to know if you're about to get hit, but he's got the speed just to kind of break away and go. And I think if he just turns his head and bears down, I think would be in good shape. You know who he reminds me of? He runs like Bobby Joe Mattingly. You think it's a fair assessment?
I do think it's a fair assessment. I always thought Bobby Joe Mattingly was one of the more hard-nosed ball players that I ever saw, because Bobby Joe didn't like to go to your left or your right. He liked to go right through you. Very tough ball player. I know his son is playing and enjoying, I think, his play with the game, just a freshman. But no question, I think that's a good comparison.
Kevin, thank you for joining. Got some Mount Sterling area with us. So Kevin Lee, worked with him. Appreciate you joining the broadcast tonight. How do you think, while we got a couple seconds here, do you think for the next minute, if you want, vote, should we let our watchers kind of vote for player of the game, see what they kind of think?
It's fine.
So,
yeah,
you heard our top four: Noah Reynolds, Will Pettis, Kobe Hughes, and Bo Baker. Put it in the comments. Kind of let us know what you think. We'll kind of use that and see what we got. I kind of know where my man is.
May change after this.
It might.
First and goal on the 5. Officials trying to get everything lined up and get into order with 5 minutes to go. Washington County. A score here would be very handy. There's the snap. Baker with the run. Left side, hit low. Maybe got to about the 3. Second down and goal on the 3. So Washington County again will set back up on second down and go. Looks like they're only going to give him a yard on the 4.
That's a lie. He fell forward.
He can get more than that if he falls forward. You know, this coaching staff for Washington County, look how close they are to the field.
I think they're on it.
Yeah, it may be.
I think they're out of the box, too.
Here they go. Baker. Left side again. Same play.
Maybe down
Unable
to
to make it, but I think he got at least another one.
John Bramwell's going to lean Bo Baker.
He's milking the clock well. I don't know if they're going to give him anything on that or not. No. Third down. I don't think they're going to give it to him. Take it back. They are. Third down and 2. On the 2.
Punch this in, guys. Let's go.
Washington County.
Michael Gash, player of the game. How good.
Oh, that's why I like that guy. Thank you there, Big Mike. I'm going to make sure you get one of the player of the game T-shirts like you used to get when you played for Washington County.
Quarterback 05. Michael, is that right? What years would you hear?
Help me here. Timeout on the field. We're going to take a timeout. High school football, G&G production.
There's an old football adage that says good enough isn't good enough. That's true on the football field and in life. When problems happen, when you need advice, don't go to an attorney who is just good enough. At Mattingly, Sims, Robinson, and McCain, our team commands excellence. We take your legal needs personally, whether it's fighting with the big insurance companies after a car accident or in a divorce or custody action. We will leave it all on the field for you. Remember, the attorney that you choose matters. So give us a call, follow us on Facebook, and don't settle for good enough. Let our team at Mattingly, Sims, Robinson, and McCain tackle the tough stuff.
Mattingly, Sims, Robinson, and McCain. Offices in downtown Springfield. 859-336-3901.
This is an advertisement.
Live Free. G&G Productions. Live Free. G&G Productions. If you like what you're hearing or seeing with this high school football game, then don't forget G&G Productions. If you want to be a part of the hottest football action in the area, if you want to get more from your business, you need to advertise with G&G Productions. Call 270-699-6920 or 859-481-2600. It's G&G Productions. It's live and it's free. Back to action. Baker on 3rd down and 2. On the 2. The snap, the run, the touchdown, the 6. Baker with the score. Let's watch that one again. I just like to watch him run. Left side, Baker on this one into the end zone. Look at him go, the big fella trying to say, I want to be the player of the game. He gets a vote. John Graves going to make his way down to the field for the post-game show. 41-28. Washington County with the lead, and we'll see Will Pettis for the point after. The set, the kick is up and good. 3:19 to go, and your score. Washington County with the score. They lead 42-28 against Nelson County. High school football, a G&G production.
A warm hello, a friendly smile, real people you're connecting to.
Springfield State Bank offers local banking at the touch of a screen. We've upgraded our internet banking with the latest state-of-the-art technology to offer online chat assistance, notifications, transfers between financial institutions, and much, much more. Our mobile banking has also been enhanced so you can now view check images through the mobile app on your phone and reset your password there as well. You can also log in with your face or thumbprint if your phone has that feature. Springfield State Bank, local banking with world-class service. Your hometown bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Knowing your dreams can come true. Your hometown bank. Built and growing on friendly service. Springfield State Bank.
Baker with the 2-yard run and the 6-point after good. 3:19 to go in this one. 42-28. It's Washington County leading Nelson County. Hal Good, John Graves. Glad to have you alongside this evening. Don't forget, post-game show coming up. You don't want to miss that. Player of the game, thanks, Cliff. We're going to get that vote in for Baker. Swift kick by Washington County, and Nelson County able to fall on it. Over there for Nelson County was Copeland, and the Cardinals will have it. Now, don't give up in the Cardinals. That's for sure. They're going to go after it to try and get the score. That's for sure. John Bramall asking how we think Washington County will look the rest of the year. You know, I kind of looked at it, John, and I think Washington County's always going to play in a tough district. I mean, Lexington Christian, Danville, Somerset, they're going to be really tough. Danville's down this year. Somerset's down this year, but Somerset just handed it to Lincoln County tonight. I'll give you some more thoughts in a minute. 1st and 10, Nelson County back to throw is Briney. Briney, nice pass. Incomplete, though. Intended receiver on the far side was Brennan Hamilton. But with a district like that, it makes it tough. But the enjoyable thing about Washington County, I think they do, and I like to see other schools do, is play local teams. Like, I like this Washington County-Nelson County game. I like going to Thomas Nelson next week. It's enjoyable. You know, it's usually, hey, a neighbor, or kinfolk. John Graves had all his kinfolk sitting here in front of us tonight. And, of course, Marion, Washington County, what can you say about that? Briney back to throw. Hold on the phone, or hold the phone, a whistle, and we're going to have all sides against Nelson County. So I think Washington County playing these local teams, they're playing like Bethlehem. It'll be a tough game for them. I think Kentucky Country Day, even outside the area, that'll be a tough game. Trimble County, they match up with Trimble pretty well. But the district will again be tough for Washington County. But, you know, Washington County's team has looked sound this evening, came out slow against Nelson County, but really came back and did what they needed to do to take care of business. Briney back to throw. Over the middle, complete. Nice pass. Good hands. Evan Hicks has had a great second half. He'd be my pick for Nelson County player of the game.
Yeah, and Hal, what I like about these matchups that you were talking about is this is the kids that we play in the youth football program. You know, so when you look around, you know, we see these kids week in, week out. We play them in middle school, so I like these matchups.
Briney back to throw, keeps it. Away he goes, 45 down the 49-yard line for a first down, Nelson County. I don't think I was far off on that one, do you, John Graves?
No, absolutely not. I like these matchups a whole lot. I like staying close. You got a tough district, and there's good football here in Central Kentucky.
Jimmy Weathington says I was given the wrong score. Franklin beat Somerset 50-20. Well, that makes a difference, Skinner. A big difference.
Yeah, it makes me feel a lot better.
All the 50. Here we go with Briney. The pass. Complete to Hicks at the 45. Well, they're in Commander territory, 2:17 to go, and we're going to have a timeout. It's a timeout, Nelson County. We'll take a timeout. High school football, it's a G&G production.
What's up, football fans? The Springfield, Washington County Economic Development Authority wants to be your one-stop shop for finding a new career. Visit sweta.org/jobs to view current job openings right here in Washington County. Positions ranging from IT specialist, personal care monitor, safety and environmental, quality assurance, and many more. Full-time, part-time, whatever you may be looking for, we have something for you. So visit sweda.org/jobs.
Timeout on the field. 2:17 to go in this one. 42-28 your score. How good, John Graves? Bubba Craig up here with us. Bubba, how's your first night been?
Well, it's going good. Great program we got going here. Great game.
You're a pretty good worker. I think we can make a radio man out of you. I've tried years with John Graves down there, but
John's grinning ear to ear down there.
You seem pretty cooperative.
Hold on here. Now, look, I've gone 2 minutes, and he's in my chair.
Your chair's warm.
Got his headset. Got your headset on up here, too.
Well, Bubba, what do you think? Is this your first, first foray? What do you think? You like it so far?
Oh, it's awesome.
All right, well, cool. We're glad to have you. You've done a great job.
You don't have to mow John Graves' yard anymore. just show up. We want you here.
You're in now, Bubba.
Thank you, Bubba. Done a great job tonight. Glad to have him a part of the team. Jimmy Weathington will be joining us, too, this season. Timeout, Nelson County. Briney looking for the Hail Mary. It's going to be caught by Nelson County at the 15. Goodbye. Brennan Hamilton, the catch, the score. Let's watch that again for the Nelson County faithful watching here tonight. This instant replay is brought to you by Dr. Isaacs. The pass, the catch. See you later. 6 for the Cards. Nice job.
And, Hal, as I'm down here on the field, Briney's number 1, right?
Briney's number 1.
He runs about 5'8". He's not a big guy.
I'm going to tell you. Of course, Briney would have been a pick for Nelson County as well, but Hicks has had a great second half. Here's the kick by Lutz. It's good. We still got 2:08 left to go in this one. And Nelson County, there's no give up. Washington County leads Nelson County 42-35. High school football, a G&G production.
There's an old football adage that says good enough isn't good enough. That's true on the football field and in life. When problems happen, when you need advice, don't go to an attorney who is just good enough. At Mattingly, Sims, Robinson, and McCain, our team commands excellence. We take your legal needs personally, whether it's fighting with the big insurance companies after a car accident or in a divorce or custody action. We will leave it all on the field for you. Remember, the attorney that you choose matters, so give us a call, follow us on Facebook, and don't settle for good enough. Let our team at Mattingly, Sims, Robinson, and McCain tackle the tough stuff.
Mattingly, Sims, Robinson, and McCain. Offices in downtown Springfield. 859-336-3901.
This is an advertisement.
40 yards, Paul Briney. Able to get to Brendan Hamilton. Hamilton able to jot into the end zone for 6. Looks good for the point after. It is 42-35. Washington County, 2:08 left to go in this one. We're getting ready for post game, but Nelson County said, what post game? Now they'll go for the onside kick. Arts will do that for Nelson County. There's the onside. Dribbles down. Washington County falls on it on the 48-yard line. I didn't keep up with timeouts.
Washington County's got 2 left. Nelson County's got 2 left.
Well, that's the ones I was concerned about is Nelson County's. So you've got to really try and get a first down if you're Washington County. But if you can, they're going to burn their timeouts, Nelson will. But if you can possibly get that first down, you head back to Springfield with the W.
Correction, Washington County's got 1 timeout they've got on the scoreboard down here.
Well, hopefully they won't need it.
No question.
Don't let nobody call it while you're down there. There's the snap. The give to McDonald. McDonald, little shake and bake at the 50. I don't think he got anything. But they said Nelson County has the ball now. Did he fumble? John Graves, I know you got a live mic on there, but if you can add to it, just jump right in.
Yeah, no, he was down before. They come out with the ball and stripped it, but I don't think they've got it. Looks like Nelson County took a timeout. They wouldn't have taken that timeout if they'd gotten football.
So Nelson County takes a timeout. We're going to take a timeout as well. 1:58 to go in this one. 42-35, Washington County leads Nelson County. High school football, G&G production.
To a farmer, a handshake is as good as a contract, and a man's word is something you can actually build on. So to have an insurance agent who's accountable, trustworthy, and dedicated to providing the best customer service possible, well, that sure does go a long way. And that's why the farmers in Lebanon trust Jesse Insurance.
To hear more about their farm insurance products, stop by 101 South Spalding Avenue, across from the post office. Call 270-595-0000. Jesse Insurance, the agent with choices. Protect what you sow.
Back here at Nelson County High School, Halgu John Graves, 42-35. Only a minute 58 left to go. I want to remind folks that do frequent Facebook that if you did not catch the broadcast, don't forget you can always follow back up and watch it anytime. Watch it Sunday afternoon, Saturday night. G&G Productions Facebook page will have that for you. Go watch it anytime. Here's Baker off the left side. Lays his head down, gets to the 45, second surge to the 43. Don't think he got the first down. Yeah, he's going to be close. We'll see where they mark it at. Yeah, it looks like he's going to be just shy, maybe a couple yards. It's still going to be third down.
And
clock continues to run. John?
If you're Washington County, you're good with not picking up a first down there because it keeps the chains moving, keeps that clock just rolling. Takes a couple. That's a 20-second play by not grabbing that first down there.
Third down and 2 on the 43 of Nelson. Here's Baker again. He'll try and get the first down, and he does. Baker run out of bounds. Stops the clock at 109. Now I think mathematically they can just take a knee.
Yes. 25-second play clock.
So we'll see if that's what they do. Because you say Nelson only has 1 timeout?
1 timeout both ways. And I will say also, it is 15 degrees cooler down here on this field than it is up in that box.
Yeah, big guy like me makes that statement sound pretty tough. There's the snap. They're going to go for it. As far as they're going to run the play, McDonald off the right side, 35 to the 32.
We got a flag on the play.
Yeah. Timeout, Nelson County. I think they're going to wait for Nelson County to burn all their timeouts. But Nelson County will burn a timeout. Why don't we take a quick timeout as well? 1 minute to go. Washington County 42, Nelson County 35. High school football, a G&G production.
Boone Farms is now hiring. Boone Farms is seeking quality candidates for Class A CDL drivers, full-time granary personnel, and diesel mechanics. Boone Farms is offering new wages with skilled position pay based on experience. Start your new career today with Boone Farms. For more information or to apply, contact Terry Thomas or Elizabeth Mattingly at the Lebanon Marion County Career Center at 270-692-6870.
Putting people back to work. This is brought to you by the Marion County Industrial Authority.
Yeah, that last flag was an unsportsmanlike penalty on Washington County. I didn't catch the player, but it looked like a little jawing on the line going on.
So Washington County just trying to let a little air out of the ball. Now the clock will start back.
Nelson County is out of time.
They're out of timeouts. So Baker won't resume play until Coach Sagerty says, let's go.
He'll watch that referee that's deep, and once he puts his hands up, that's a 5-second mark, so he'll run it from here.
Here's Baker. Out of the shotgun, takes a snap. Give to McDonald. Straight up the middle. Hang on to it tight like bread. Down to the 40, to the 39-yard line. Little frustration, and now flags down on the field.
Yeah, we got a couple kids just down here. Just they're competing. That's all it is competition. Turner for Nelson County, and looks like Boone for us.
A little upset. Just 31 seconds to go. Don't forget, we'll have our Jesse Insurance player of the game. John Graves will have also the coach's postgame show. I think it's Snappy Tomato. They get them both. Free? I don't see that. No, they're free, but we'll take care of Snappy. We love Chris.
We love Chris. They take care of us.
Oh, man, we love him. I think Chris is going to order.
That's a spot.
I think Chris ought to let us do a live spot one night.
Absolutely.
I'm thinking radio. Radio, that was always my favorite, doing a live spot. I think our first game here I did live spots, didn't I?
Mine?
No, I'm talking about last year when we did during COVID-19 when we were doing some of the Facebook Live.
Yeah, we did everything live last year. Penalty on a play is it's offsetting. You got number 68 for Nelson County. I think that's Turner with a dead ball personal foul, and then Trayshawn Thompson for Washington County. Those are offset, and we will be, is it first down? Third down and 9.
Thank you, Skinner. Look forward to joining you when we're back home in a couple of weeks. There's a snap to give to McDonald again. Or I stand corrected. I think it was McDonald.
It was.
Get you some players and numbers here, and it was. I think that's going to just about do it. Time should run out. What a contest tonight. A good first game for us to be at. Washington County, a nice win. Nelson County, a very competitive team. Washington County has Thomas Nelson at Thomas Nelson next Friday night. Nelson County on the road to Greene County to take on the Dragons. But your final score, Washington County 42, Nelson County 35. Post game on the way. You are listening to High School Football, a G&G production.
You work hard your entire career. Let Thoroughbred Asset Management help you finish strong and get across the finish line.
We have access to all types of investments. We have the tools and strategies that we need to help make your goals become reality.
And we will work in your best interest to help you succeed.
Come see us here at Thoroughbred and we can help do the hard work for you.
Snap, snap, snappy tomato pizza.
We make your pizza with our authentic recipe.
Snappy tomato pizza.
Hand stretch the dough and it's made fresh daily.
Snappy tomato pizza. Snappy tomato pizza.
I'm ready for a snappy tomato pizza right now. 111 East Main Street in Springfield. Call 859-336-9888 or order online at snappytomato.com. WOKH, Lebanon, Bardstown, Springfield, 102.7 FM, a G&G live free production.
Are you tired of paying rent? Do you dream of owning your own home? Call Lisa, 270-402-4036. Lisa Kearns Realtor, Exit Realty Heartland. Call or text today. Lisa Kearns, the helpful agent.
A warm hello, a friendly smile, real people you're connecting to.
Springfield State Bank offers local banking at the touch of a screen. We've upgraded our internet banking with the latest state-of-the-art technology to offer online chat assistance, notifications, transfers between financial institutions, and much, much more. Our mobile banking has also been enhanced so you can now view check images through the mobile app on your phone and reset your password there as well. You can also log in with your face or thumbprint if your phone has that feature. Springfield State Bank, local banking with world-class service. Your hometown bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Knowing your dreams can come true. Your hometown bank. Built and growing on friendly service. Springfield State Bank.
Live free. G&G Productions. Live free. G&G Productions. If you like what you're hearing or seeing with this high school football game, then don't forget G&G Productions. If you want to be a part of the hottest football action in the area, if you want to get more from your business, you need to advertise with G&G Productions. Call 270-699-6920 or 859-481-2600. It's G&G Productions. It's live and it's free.
When preparing for Friday night's matchup, you have to have a winning game plan. Much like in football, a game plan is critical when it comes to life's big event. That's where we come into the game. The law firm of Mattingly, Sims, Robinson, and McCain has assisted the people of Central Kentucky for over 45 years. Whether it's closing on your new home, handling the estate of your loved one, business planning, or preparing for your family's future with wills and trust, we will call the right play for you. Like our Facebook page, give us a call, or visit us in downtown Springfield and let Mattingly, Sims, Robinson, and McCain show you how our hustle and heart sets us apart.
Mattingly, Sims, Robinson, and McCain. Offices in downtown Springfield. 859-336-3901.
This is an advertisement.
Back here at Nelson County High School, your final score, Washington County Commanders over the Nelson County Cardinals, 42-35. Time now for the Jesse Insurance Player of the Game, brought to you by Jesse Insurance, proudly serving Washington and Marion County. Our player of the game is quarterback Bo Baker, the sophomore. Had a great game tonight, and John Graves is on the field with our player of the game. John?
Bo, Jesse Insurance Player of the Game, that goes to you tonight. You know, different look for you back there at quarterback. I know we talked last night. You was a lot of nerves. How quickly did those nerves burn off?
You know, after the first drive wasn't that good. came out, threw a pick. But once I got that off my belt, I felt fine. Came right out, next drive, threw a touchdown. All the nerves were gone. I just got back there and just started slinging it. Felt great. Felt great to come out and get a first dub at the quarterback. But, hey, how about them Commanders?
What about those Commanders? Looked like the line gave you some pretty good protection tonight. And it's not bad having to throw a jump ball to Kobe Hughes over and let him go get it.
That's easily my favorite route. That's my favorite route, dude. I don't even got to look at him. I just know he's taller than the dude he's got on him. So I just throw it up, and he go get you. He's a hell of an athlete.
You had a couple times that you had some big stops in there on defense. You run the ball well tonight. What did Nelson County give you that you really liked?
Well, what I really liked is they kept rushing. They kept rushing the two outside linebackers / DNs. They kept rushing them, both of them, on each play. So it really opened up my Q counter towards the middle. And I got my Waylon, man. He's a dog, dude. He comes through, dude. I'm just following him. Wherever he goes, I go, and that's a touchdown, baby.
That's a good man to follow, Bo. We're going to get you in the locker room. You're Jesse Insurance Player of the Game. Good job, Bo. We'll talk to you later on. Coach Seg, how's your heart?
I'm telling you, man. It went kind of what I was worried about, John. Honestly, I thought we came out, we did what we wanted to do in the first half. We were scoring. After the first drive, we had to settle ourselves on defense. And that's just from having 25 reps of defense and not having any scrimmages and kids out on COVID protocol. And, we had to settle in on defense a little bit. And I thought once we settled on defense, we played a pretty good game on defense. We gave up a couple plays here and there, but I thought, I gave up a touchdown down here when I decided to take a chance and go for it on our own 20-yard line. So that was me being stupid. But it happened. What happened was what I thought could happen. We started cramping. We're not very deep. We started cramping. We have a lot of guys in and out, and we had 2 or 3 drives there. We're just trying to piece something together, and we got old linemen cramping and running backs cramping, and we're just trying to piece things together. So it got a little hectic there for a little bit, but boy, we'll take a win, and a scrappy win at that.
So a couple of things. It's a good Nelson County team, and they're going to be very good in a couple, as they progress and get into their system. How, Bo Baker was our Jesse Insurance Player of the Game tonight, but, what about Will Pettis, Jack Pettis, and Noah and Kobe?
I thought Kobe did what Kobe can do, and he's going to take up a lot of room in the stat sheet, and they're gonna start double covering. When they start double covering, then Noah and Will and Jack and those kids are catching the football well and doing what they doing their jobs, and I'm gonna tell you, Waylon Young is an absolute man out there. Yeah. I mean, I could go back on and watching films when Kobe, or watching the game when Kobe had the long run on the screen, and Waylon comes out there and he just knocks a kid into the front row, and he's cramping and he won't come out, and on top of him, Trayshawn there at the end, down here at the end, Trayshawn, a senior, we put on his back down here at the end, hey, you got to make this kick out block so we can score a touchdown and go up 2 scores, and he gets that, gets it done. It was a great team win. We had to hold it together as a team because it went a little crazy on the sideline for a little bit, but we managed.
That's first time through. So, Coach, it's a short ride back. We'll let you out tonight. Good win for the Commanders. Nobody major hurt. Everybody good?
No, I think we're healthy, and I think we'll be much improved next week. I think we'll really grow. This win, it was good to grow on a win, but we got a lot of growing to do.
You think we can get you in some of them red pants like Coach Stockdale had on?
I'll tell you what, he beat me at kickoff with that. I can't. I don't know if I got a pair of those.
We'll get you a pair, Coach. Head coach of the Commanders, Eric Tagersey. Guys, hey, a win's a win. A lot of things to fix. It's early in the year. We'll take it. Send it back up, guys.
Thank you, John. Again, your player of the game this evening is Bo Baker. As Baker comes in, the sophomore, with a big game tonight, and Baker is the Jesse Insurance Player of the Game. Your final score this evening: Washington County defeats Nelson County 42-35. We do want to remind you that coming up next week, that we will have the Friday night game of the week, and it'll be the Washington County Commanders traveling to Thomas Nelson. Thomas Nelson, a win over the Marion County Knights, but they'll be hosting Washington County in a non-district contest. We'll have all the coverage for you right here on 102.7 FM and on Facebook Live. The G&G Productions Facebook page, you can join that and go watch this same game at any time that you would like to watch it. But we'll have that game starting at 7 o'clock on next Friday night, and we want you to be a part of it, so please join in. That's going to finish up our coverage. Again, our final score, Washington County 42, Nelson County 35. For John Graves on the color commentary this evening. For Bubba Craig, it's him, man, I'm telling you. Bubba Craig on the camera, and Matt Smith with Pixel Phase Media. From Nelson County High School, I am Hal B. Good, wishing you and yours a pleasant evening. So long, everybody.
To a farmer, a handshake is as good as a contract, and a man's word is something you can actually build on. So to have an insurance agent who's accountable, trustworthy, and dedicated to providing the best customer service possible, well, that sure does go a long way. And that's why the farmers in Lebanon trust Jesse Insurance.
To hear more about their farm insurance products, stop by 101 South Spalding Avenue, across from the post office. Call 270-595-0000. Jesse Insurance, the agent with choices. Protect what you sow.